And we should be live. Well, hello everybody. This is Kai Marin, and got a different setup today, so might sound a bit off, but hopefully it's fine. Or not that much of a different setup, but anyways, let's just grab this. Yeah, I'm trying to pretty up the stream layout a little bit. I still don't have chat on screen, but I figured I'd add Momoi and Midori. Because we are talking about games today. And, okay. Let me double check. Alright, I dropped... Okay, dropped the community post. We should be good to go then. Yeah, so today... We're going to be covering some games, we're going to be covering some games, some Twitter drama. Hopefully the stream's not too long. I'm not really expecting it to. Wait, what the hell? Oh, never mind. Not really expecting the stream to be that long, but I want to throw out something to just talk about, you know, what's been going on this week. Oh yeah, also, also I now have super chats and a channel membership. So if you want to send me some cash, alright then, I would appreciate it. I do plan to add more to the channel memberships, but for now it's just, it's pretty basic, but you know. It's, we're working on it. Anyways, but we're not going to start with Stellar Blade, So, there's I guess it's kind of like, a Kingdom Come-like, Knight's Path. Okay, so this is their new character. Meet Amelie, beekeeper, herbalist, and healer with a soul and voice sweeter than the healing honey she makes. One of the 3 romance options in Knight's Path. Alright, and here's what Mondo says. Seems like you're just making trad wife porn for right-wingers. Man. So, you know, obviously... one of the most modest designs you could have. Yeah, just pure goon slop, of course. You know, it's kind of funny because this is a response to this guy. Being anti-woke has got to be the most miserable hobby. Oh yeah, but being woke isn't miserable, right? Fuck. Insane. There's also the new God of War. This was announced at, the Sony State of Play. I don't really care enough to watch the trailer. Look, I was always a God of War truther, okay? I played the reboot, the first one, and, you know, the original reboot, and it sucked, okay? When I first played it, I was like, this shit is fucking ass. Okay, shit combat, dog shit God of War knockoff. Alright. And the story wasn't even that good, okay? Like, okay, people actually cared about Ellie in The Last of Us. No one gives a fuck about Atreus, or... Yeah, I'm pretty sure his name is Atreus. Alright, and now, okay, we're at the 3rd game, and the 2nd game was super woke, by the way, even though you had all these grifters, like Critical Drinkers, saying otherwise it was, alright? Just let's throw 3 black characters into ancient Norway, ancient Scandinavia. It makes perfect sense. But anyway, so this one you play as Kratos' dead wife, alright, and she is quite the piece of work. And it turns out that Kratos' wife, okay, it wasn't a Beauty and the Beast situation where she managed to tame Kratos, okay? No. She was actually like a Giga warlord, okay? Boss babe, girl boss who... you know, was totally kicking ass and beat him up or something. Which is, definitely interesting. Man. Anyways, there's some other stuff, too. Like, I found this one was kind of funny. The right-wing grifter circle is entirely an apparatus designed to co-opt the entertainment fandoms and radicalize/indoctrinate people to try and win the culture war. It's simply spreading propaganda to rile up the worst kind of people. And Marie Rose Soldier And who started the culture war? I love how progressives on this platform act as if the culture war spontaneously erupted without pretext. They purposely ignore the coordinated effort to enforce feminist doctrine upon the industry that led to said culture war. That's the crazy thing. You know, because I found this other post that I saw, and I was going to respond to it, but I couldn't find it. But, you know, leftists are trying to be like, play this shit. But yeah, the whole culture war started because feminists were trying to impose their ideology on video games and were successful for the most part. Wait. Man, did we, is that why they never brought Dead or Alive Extreme to, is that why Venus Vacation still isn't available in the West because of fucking feminists? Oh my god. Because it's funny, you can play that game in English, you just can't download it from the West. Yeah, like there was this other point, I lost the post, but they were basically like, the culture war, it's all just a conspiracy to stop us from fighting the elites, okay? And it's like, okay, and this was a leftist, right? It's like, okay, fair enough, I guess, but are you willing to concede on any point? Oh, no, of course not. Conservatives need to concede on everything, okay? Even drag queen story hour and underage gender reassignment surgeries and infinite mass migration. Because, I mean, look, I would be 100% willing to, you know, ally with, you know, certain liberals if they were willing to give some ground, okay? But they are not even willing to, you know, concede on the most basic things, like illegal immigration, all right? So, you know, it's just ridiculous. And like I said, you hear this from certain conservatives too. Like I talked about Monzier Z, who dropped this take a few streams ago. He was saying the same shit. Oh, we all just need to come. It's impossible, all right, the way things are, okay? And there can be, you know, defects and you can win over the normies, but, you know, the left and right factions, they just have fundamentally different visions for, you know, the West. Anyways, though, fuck. Should we talk about this video next? Cozy games and misogyny? It's 50 fucking minutes. Also, how the hell is there misogyny in cozy game? I find it crazy. Look, bring up the Anita Sarkeesian clip, everything is sexist. Although, this gem was posted under it. Man, the self-fetishization of the male gaze and the pursuit and appeal of it by midwit attractive female. There are so many videos like this on YouTube, it's crazy, alright? You know, responding to these videos, it's like the infinite content glitch. Let's see, though. Anyways, that's the warm-up. Now, let's move on to the Stellar Blade trailer, okay? So, Stellar Blade came out a couple years ago. Very solid game. You know, I enjoyed it. It was like an 8 out of 10. So, definitely not perfect, but it was very enjoyable. All right. Actually had an attractive female character, which was nice. And actually had it had a billion costumes that you could collect and wear, which was really nice because normally that's DLC. But, you know. Anyway, I haven't watched this, so we're going to be doing a live reaction.
지금 넥서스 섹터 방향으로 가는 외선순환 열차가 들어오고 있습니다.
The outer circle line train bound for Nexus sector is now arriving. Please wait for everyone to exit before boarding. Evie!
I'm listening.
Scarlet Sin. That's the beginning and end of it all. How about you try taking a hit?
You're acting a little strange today.
Oh yeah? It's our first mission in a while. Aren't you a little excited?
Stop saying weird things.
Okay, take it easy.
Quiet. They're moving.
Initiating C3 sync. Ready, Angel.
Roger, Kenna. Tracking.
출입문 닫습니다.
Doors closing. How's it looking out there?
I can't stand crowds. It'd be better for both of us if we got out of here quickly.
In the movies, this is always where things go wrong.
Hey,
Well, just saying. It's a cliche. Wait, the target stopped.
Hearken! The pulse rain shall cease! In the name of the Father!
Okay, so... Yeah, sorry for being quiet, but it actually looks pretty cool. Second Eve Studio. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Dwayne Osher. Yeah, so it actually looks pretty... I guess it's supposed to be a prequel or something, because... I mean, it obviously isn't post-apocalyptic anymore, you know, this is like a proper city, so... Maybe it's like a Five Nights at Freddy's 2 situation, where it looks like a... Or a reverse Five Nights at Freddy's 2 situation, where it looks like a prequel, but is actually a sequel. But, I mean... The combat in Stellar Blade was pretty solid, so I'm sure it'll be, you know, improved upon. It looks... I guess she is a brawler, so now it's a beat-em-up. It looks like it. You know, of course, attractive female protagonist, alright, that's where the real money is. And it's a rarity in the modern gaming landscape, so... You know, but of course, you already got people like this. Eve looked like an actual adult. Why does this character look 12 with the body of Chun-Li and voice of a 30-year-old? Kind of off-putting. I hope they fix that. What do you mean Chun-Li's legs are bigger than her old body? Okay, she's still lewd, and if they're gonna make lewd characters, they need to look like adults. So, they're doing the classic thing, alright. You know, it's actually crazy how often they say attractive women look like, or attractive characters just look like children, even when they obviously don't. You know, like in this case, Evie, she looks like a young woman. Oh my god, are those literally children on the sides of your screen? They're anime characters. Yeah. Oh, I guess you're being ironic, but... Yeah, they are literally children, okay? I took them out of my basement just for this. Yeah, and there's some other stuff. People are throwing around a lot of memes. It actually is crazy how they intentionally uglify, you know, the characters in Western video games. Even when they're based off of actual actresses, they'll make the model of the actress look uglier. It's crazy, but, you know, people are responding pretty positively. Stellar Blade is, you know, one of the few based games we still have. Oh my god, okay, that's funny. First game Eve, second game Evie, third game Evelyn, fourth game Evangelion. people are not allowed to be pretty because someone might feel sad. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the whole thing, okay? Women took over the gaming industry, and, you know, women, for them, it's all sexual competition. So whenever there's a fictional woman who's attractive, they see her as a competitor, and they want to cut her down. Alright, same reason why, you know, attractive women, you know, get bullied by other women, right? Man, it's crazy. But yeah, Stellar Blade, you know, if this game actually is really good, then honestly that's great, because Stellar Blade, I like Stellar Blade, but it definitely could improve in certain ways with, you know, parts of the design. I liked the story and the characters, but definitely needed a little more X factor. So if they actually do improve everything, I mean, we could be looking at, like, you know, a 9 out of 10, a proper classic here, which would be great. But anyways, though, the Stranger Than Heaven trailer. This is, so Tupac is in Yakuza now. This is a Yakuza spin-off. My god. I need to put an end to this. Snoop Dogg is in it too? Oh my fuck. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why is Snoop Dogg in a fucking Yakuza game? Not just a Yakuza game, but one with a historical setting. I'm pretty sure that's him. Oh man. Oh my god. It's Tupac. You know, isn't Tupac dead? Holy shit. You know, I was actually really looking forward to Stranger Than Heaven, you know, because I really like historical video games. And, you know, there really aren't that many, so this one seemed really cool. It had, like, you know, 1910s, 1940s. You know, seemed like, you know, very interesting. But now they're just completely shitting on it by throwing in a bunch of black rappers for some reason. Who the hell wants this in a Yakuza game, okay? Especially one with a historical setting. Alright? Like, what, is the plot gonna all be... What's even the plot gonna be? All these black people got exiled from America or something because of the racism? Fuck, this is gonna be bad. Man, though. Like, I did not think it was... Like, jeez. I know I've talked before about, you know, Japanese video games going woke, but this is a pace that not even I was expecting. We got AI Tupac. You know, actually, if they do use AI to recreate, like, Tupac's voice and performance, I wonder if all the woke fans who they're pandering to would drop the game, because, keep in mind, they all got pissed over, yeah, what was his, the actor who replaced Hamazaki in Kiwami 3 because he, you know, groped a woman 5 years ago or something. So that actually would be interesting to see, but... My god. Yeah, why are they even doing this? Who wants this? Jeez. Anyways, though, we got this clip from Ubersoy. It's funny, I clowned on him last stream, but this is funny. In the game Simpsons Hit and Run, a Jewish clown calls you lousy goyim and threatens you with a lawsuit if you beat him up for having sex with your underage daughter. Let's see this.
Lousy goyim.
Why, you little... Ah!
I swear I didn't touch your daughter.
Hey! Yeah!
This is worse than Vegas.
Yeah!
An older boy told me to do it. Out of my way, chump!
Super. Great. Thanks a lot.
Okay, that's a lawsuit.
I swear I didn't touch your daughter, and she told me she was 18.
Yeah. Man, what can he even say about that? You know, how many of these, how many of these weird moments are in games? Because he brought up, but apparently it is real. Because, he brought the Coco one last time, but, obviously it's supposed to be funny, but, the implications are quite interesting, especially with what it says about, especially with certain lines in the Talmud, but I think we'll leave it at that. Let's see, what else do we got? Oh yeah, we got Trash Taste. Should we listen to this whole thing? Yeah. Okay, so apparently Giga shits on Lolly. Espiritu. People are starting to see what I've been saying for years now. The three of them have been grifting and they hate anime and its culture, but now Joey's views are dipping and he's trying to run back to the old version of himself while fence-sitting. They sold themselves out years ago, and only their cucked fans are left riding their dick. Yeah, that's true. Alright, Trash Taste. They all could, well, honestly, I don't think Connor was ever really like a real fan.
Yeah.
Why is it not pausing?
Beef with you. Why beef with me specifically?
I got beef with you.
What?
I got a problem with you.
I also have beef with you because I'm with him.
I have no reason why it won't pause.
Yeah?
But
That one will. But this one won't. Whatever, let's move down there. So that, I think that pauses.
I have beef with you.
Okay, so let's watch this, tourist take from the Trash Taste boys.
Are you guys liking Japan so far?
I am.
Yeah?
But I have beef with you.
Why beef with me specifically?
I got beef with you.
Why?
I got a problem with you.
I also have beef with you because I'm with him, so I unfortunately have beef with you.
Right.
It's nice to see you again.
It is nice to see
I
you
have
again.
so much beef with you, though. So
Is
shut
it
up.
because I'm too helpful and I've been helping you?
You've been actually a massive help. You've guided me around to amazing spots. You've hooked me up in ways that I could only bow like Slime does at a 7-Eleven when he gets a coffee in the morning.
This meme.
It's not a meme. But you, when we went to Akihabara yesterday, said you have to go to a specific spot called the Culture Zone.
Yeah.
Yep. So I call my downstairs.
What the fuck was that about? Because we walk into that place and we're walking around and it's a lot of figures and then we see this aisle with curtains and we're like, dude.
Oh my fucking god. These people are these people are so goddamn lame.
That's gonna be so sick. They have a cool secret section. And we walk in.
It says 18, it says like 18 plus on the fucking curtain, retard.
And Connor, I shit you not, I saw a sea of children Tom Brady would love to kiss, naked.
Wow.
Just naked.
Oh my fucking god.
What is that?
Well,
Yo, dude, are these other guys people who claim to be anime fans? You don't know about lollies, bro?
okay, so there are scarcely places in
There's a Megumin figure right down there, by the way.
Akihabara that have, I want to say, everything that encapsulates the area. Yeah. And that building has a little bit of everything for everyone. Some of the
They even covered
for everyone.
EDP 445.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the other everyone. More often than not, we are too.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Everyone.
No, I obviously don't partake in those sections. But
Why are you saying it like?
Actually, people forget about this, but Connor got his start doing fan dubs for fucking Black Butler. That's real, by the way.
You do.
I
secretly.
thought that maybe, as a tourist, you might want to see the kind of weird stuff that goes on.
Oh, he's a tourist, that's for damn sure.
I ran into like what I can only imagine is a Japanese high schooler there, and we locked eyes.
Okay, I don't think the Japanese high schoolers in the 18 plus section, bro.
In that
And
section.
I was like, bro, you got to stop coming here.
You're trying to shake it like, please, just go live a normal life.
I gotta ask, how long did you spend in there?
Okay,
Here we go.
So I won't leak who, but somebody in the group. So we're in there for like a couple minutes, and we're all in there. We're laughing. And we're like, this is ridiculous. And then someone finds something crazy. We're like, that's ridiculous. And like the way porn works is that they blur the nipples in the vagina.
Yeah.
But buttholes are fair game.
Yep.
So some are just like wide open buttholes with just cum falling out like a waterfall.
You know, it's funny. They think it's, you know, they say it's pedophilia, but then they're completely fine with joking around about it. But strange.
Dude, oh my God.
And I'm like, that's a crazy thing.
I was
And-
not with them, by the way. I don't have beef with you after hearing this.
Well,
yeah, I
that's
think
great.
you're great,
Oh, thank you.
and you're weird.
Oh.
Oh my God.
And so somebody from our group, in the absurdity of it, they're like, oh, because it's the craziest one. They take a picture of it, and I'm like, that's a bad idea. You are just taking pictures of child porn.
Yeah, so he considers it CP, but, you know, looking at it for the memes is completely acceptable. What?
Oh yeah. I would get it off your phone.
You gotta get that off your phone.
Oh, it is drawn.
Oh yeah. Of course. Yeah. It is drawn. It is
an anime store.
Yes. Yeah.
It has everything an anime fan might want.
So
they had a curtain in that curtain section that I didn't dare go in.
So to translate for everyone who's not knowledgeable about Japanese and anime culture, they went to the doujinshi section, which is the part where you
Yo, hey, Tofu. And, yo, Giga's gonna drop it.
get a lot of fan-drawn like books and art.
Yeah, dude, I thought doujinshi was chill because I used to like jerk off to Naruto doujinshi because it would be that one.
Oh, he used to jerk off to Naruto doujinshi. What?
That one lady.
Wait,
What's
don't
up?
Say that.
What's up?
You just
Okay,
said
well-
right. Like that's bad
No,
to
that's
say.
chill. That's
Well, so what? This guy's been to N hentai, but he doesn't know about it. You know, how much of this is just performative? Let's be real.
chill, right? Naruto doujinshi chill.
I wouldn't personally, but
he hasn't even seen Naruto, so he has no horse in this
You
race.
got no skin in the game, bro.
well, okay. So I think maybe doujins back then were more chill, but I think definitely over the past 5-10 years they've gotten progressively more intense.
It doesn't have to be.
Okay, doujins have always been intense, bro. Okay? You know, I found some fucking freaky shit that's like 20 years old, okay? You can go to N hentai and look through some of the older stuff. Honestly, in some ways, doujinshi is more chill than it used to be.
Like child-looking characters. They could just be adults, right?
Well, most of it's adults, but
Yeah.
there unfortunately is a lot of child stuff.
Yeah, and
yeah.
Fuck. Most of it's adults. You know, keep in mind, by the way, you know, most anime are about teenage characters, so saying I wouldn't personally versus should be illegal are two different things. I mean, kinda. But, well, I mean, look, Connor has said a bunch of other stuff about it before. Look, he kind of toes the line because I should find the Aramanga Sensei clip because he just says, like, oh, you know, makes all the FBI jokes. Because, I mean, look, keep in mind, by the way, like, you know, this is just, and we'll see what else they say.
Unfortunately, a lot of that is centered in Akihabara. Don't ask me.
Wait.
A lot of child stuff.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of that is centered in Akihabara.
Unfortunately, it's all centered in Akihabara. Reminder, Giguk made a video, Aramanga Sensei, a modern masterpiece, okay? And look, this video, we watched it on a stream a few streams ago. But, you know, even though it's dressed up in like 1,000 layers of irony, the message of the video is that it's fine to like lollies and fan service in anime, alright? And you should enjoy them unapologetically, okay? Giguk, even to this day, one of his favorite shows is Imo, which is about a brother and a sister, and the sister's like 14, you know, getting together, okay, falling in love. It's ironic because of the controversial model that Iron Mouse has. He is close with it, it seems. Aw, don't you understand? Iron Mouse, she's not a lolly, she's just petite. I've seen that cope so many goddamn times. So it's even crazy how fucking Giguk of all people is backpedaling on this so he can appeal to his fucking normie fans.
Don't ask me why. I mean, we all
Don't ask me why. Fuck. Because Akihabara is the anime district, and Lolicon is a major pillar of anime culture.
know why, but don't ask me why.
You know, the entire concept of moe exists because of Lolicon. All right, it's been in there since the frickin' 80s.
You realize when you're in Japan long enough, you're like, so what's up with all that kid stuff?
Oh my god, is he saying that to Giguk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's very odd, and a lot of people online like to be like, it's just a different culture, you don't get.
Keep in mind, by the way, Connor is from the UK, which has like a child sexual abuse rate like more than 10 times higher than Japan's or something. It's crazy. It's actually, I think it's more like 20 or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's still okay to think it's weird.
No, 100%. 100%.
You know,
It is weird because the main question is who does this appeal to, and when you find out that answer, you're like, oh, this is weird.
Okay, so what is he implying there? Alright, because it's widely understood by otakus and, you know, people who have looked into otaku culture that lolicon isn't pedophilia, it's distinct. So, what exactly does he mean by that?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's never like a good. There can't be a good answer to that.
Yeah.
No, and like you went to, I guess, like you went to like the culture zone, which is like Connor said,
It's literally
like,
called the culture.
in the culture zone.
Yeah.
Officer, I'm just cultured, okay?
Officer, it was in the culture zone actually.
Culture falling out of my pockets, culture all over. Oh,
But
God.
I mean, there are some stores that are literally like 7 stories high.
Connor is in the country that you will get a knock on the door by posting controversial stuff. That's the thing, alright? The UK will arrest you for liking a meme, okay? And then they'll also cover up grooming gangs, alright? And he's talking about how about lolly in Japan being problematic, while he's in Japan and grifting off of Japan and anime culture.
Should take him to the porn store.
Yeah, the porn store, it literally 7 stories high. You saw that, like, you know, like that one guarded section? Imagine that and extrapolate that to like 7 stories.
shit.
And yeah, it's just, if you thought some of the things you found out in there were like messed up, there are some, you haven't even seen like the sex toy
Yeah,
sections.
so you know there's I did a video where we bought each other a $500 box, right? And I tried to get him as much messed up stuff that you could show on YouTube.
Yeah.
And there's this one store where they sell all the types of different sprays. And I got you like the only ones that you could show, which is like 2 out of like 30.
Yeah.
Where it was like armpit of an office worker.
Wow, you go to an adult store, and you're surprised that most of the products you can't show on YouTube.
But it gets progressively a lot worse.
Dude, get me in the lab with the scientist who's like, all right, this is office worker sweat versus like Uber driver.
You know the meme of the template of the dude looking at the sign, he's like, yes, finally I perfected the send. But that was in the store, and that was in the section that was the tame section. And there was more often not worse sections.
What would the worst scent be?
Okay. I have actually
say.
been there because my wife has, let's say, reviewed a lot of the scents.
She's the
Oh, it's my wife.
degenerate queen.
She's the degenerate queen. I would say the worst scent I have ever smelled is probably.
You know, keep in mind, by the way, Sitsnap plays fucking Guro Aerogaze, alright? I guess that's completely fine for some reason.
Probably foot fungus. They made a foot fungus scent.
And that's like a fetish.
God,
Yeah,
bro,
and that's like cheesy feet smell.
Yeah.
And they somehow recreated this in the lab, and it's literally just like the Walter White meme of just like creating the worst smell humanly possible.
It's nasty.
It is nasty.
They are pretty welcoming to fetishes and willing to cater to them here.
Yeah.
Which is pretty intense.
But
Which
they
kind of goes against a lot of things.
Don't sleep on the same side of a campground.
Yeah.
That's
You know, keep in mind, Giguk and Connor, we're gonna do a collab with Blue Archive, and one of the first scenes in that game is the main character sensei saying that a sweaty high school girl smells nice.
interesting, like, juxtaposition, I guess. I don't know. Look,
It's weird. It's weird.
I have 2,000 calories of McDonald's in me, so anything you say, it's cool, man. I don't know.
What does that mean?
what I'm saying, I might as well be drunk right now.
Officer, I wasn't in the culture zone. I just didn't know what was happening.
Officer, I had so much McDonald's, I don't even know where I am, bro.
Oh,
What?
yeah, I said what I said, bro.
Man, so there it is. Fuck. Man, I should find the Aromanga Sensei clip. Performative. Yeah, here it is. Alright, more of these figures that they have. Why the hell is Mike... Oh, there's a Senko figure. Oh yeah, but lolicons are so fucking weird. Has a Senko figure. Give me a fucking break. Or Evangelion. Evangelion over there. Keep in mind... Evangelion fans have been fighting a waifu war over fucking 14-year-old girls for 30 years. Alright? And, you know, Giguk and Joey at least like Ava. Fuck. My god. Does anyone remember when Connor was against Shotokan stuff when he was doing BL content? Yeah, that too. Black Butler. This normie NPC is whining about lolly Shota stuff and then goes and says he nutted to Naruto dojins. Presumably one of the female characters was Naruto, a child character, and make it make sense. Yeah, that's true, actually. Alright. Yeah, very fitting how their podcast is called Trash Taste, but... Anyway, I could bring up I could find it somewhere, but... A modern masterpiece. That's the crazy thing, how he's just, you know, completely switched up on this. Man. Anyways, oh, I found this too, so... Was watching Expose video and I came across this gem. Did bro even read the passage he linked, or is he stupid?
But also the blatant and brute fact that he is a pedophile. Several people throughout the Sonic community and people outside the Sonic community have exposed Gabora for being an extreme supporter of Lolicon, thinking that Lolicon is not pedophilia, even though anyone with more than 2 brain cells knows that being attracted to anything that looks like a child makes you a pedophile. But this...
Let's see here. So, that's what he says. Here it is. So this is from Wikipedia. Associated mainly with stylized imagery in manga, anime, and video games, lolicon and otaku culture is generally understood as distinct from desires for realistic depictions of young girls or real young girls, such as, and is associated with moe or affection for fictional characters, often be shoujo appealing girl characters in manga or anime. So, he didn't even fucking... He cites a source which disagrees with him. And this is what I mean, by the way. Alright, literally, you know, every actual, you know, investigation into otaku culture, lolicon, says the same thing, okay? That it is distinct from actual pedophilia. Look, even to the point where it's on Wikipedia because that's the argument that's best supported. Alright, the only people who really disagree are tourists who don't know jack shit and, you know, fucking feminists. I remember Joey and Gart being okay with the Sagiri figure they bought, but Connor was not. Haha, yeah, that's the clip I bring up a lot. Let me find it. Can I post links? Yeah, I think you can post links in chat, so go ahead. My god, yeah. I don't know who this Gebra guy is, but I mean, fuck. This is just insane levels of retardation, because it's like, he's literally just posts, evidence against his point. It's crazy. Okay, at least grab this first part, you know? Instead he grabbed this part. It's crazy. First they argue it's illegal, and then concede that it's not, but... Legality is not a case. Go down the rabbit hole of what fictional thing caused you to be more likely to do real thing. Yeah. Well, look, a lot of this is just like, the video games causes violence argument, you know? Anyway, I got one... Okay, this was fucking... I couldn't even believe this shit when I saw it. So this is from some normie channel, normie account. Wow, why do you have such big breasts? My animators are pedophiles. Oh, you know, pedophiles, those guys who are infamous for liking large breasts. What the fuck is this post even supposed to be? Alright. And this has 68,000 likes, by the way. I don't know where all these fucking normies come from. Like, you know, normies aren't even human, bro, I swear. My animators are based. The crazy thing is, Ilulu doesn't even look like a kid. She looks like a short adult. Alright, with large breasts. That's the crazy thing. It's the same thing with Uzaki. Man, although that brings up a bunch of other ridiculous things, too. Man. Fuck. Yeah, I've... Honestly... Well, this is the whole thing. They basically just, you know... What happened is that, you know, pedophile became the new Nazi, okay? You know how leftists would say everything's a Nazi, and then they completely watered down the term? Now they're saying that, or how they said everything was racist, and then completely watered down the term. Alright, same thing's happening with pedophile, okay? Because it's just an ad hominem attack meant to shut down people who they don't like, okay? Same reason why they say Eevee is, you know... For the same reason why they say Eevee looks like a kid, and the people who like her are pedophiles, or that this character looks like a kid. It's all just to shut down, you know, the fans of these characters, because it's mostly done by bitter women and their simps who are upset that these fictional women are getting more attention than them. That's what it's all down to. Just sexual competition. Anyways, though, that's all the Twitter shit I have. I don't know. Nothing else is really that interesting. So I think we're at like 40 minutes. Let's see what else we could talk about the Blue Archive stuff. Actually, I think we'll do the Inoq. So there's 2 videos here. Can women like fan service and the death of romance anime? I'm working on a video on Inoq, and I'm almost done. I just need to finish editing it. I should be able to have it be done by tomorrow. And it's going to be long, like 40, 50 minutes long, longer than my Blue Archive video. But this chick is so dumb if you haven't seen the earlier streams. It's actually crazy, and she actually pissed even me off a little bit. But I guess we'll just watch this one. And then maybe this Death of Romance anime because it's short. And then, yeah, also there's this Colleen's Manga Rex. Apparently she's really bad. So maybe I'll make a video on her next. But yeah, shitting on these anime tourists, it's literally an infinite content glitch. Because there's practically an infinite amount and more cropping up every day. So anyway, let's see here. Speed that up. And let's watch.
Moth that sees a bright light. Girls in anime. It's like a moth that sees a bright light. We fly towards it, uncritical of how toxic or problematic the outcome may be. It's the curse of being a woman that likes anime. Is it a curse? Is it not? Is it a buff? In 2005...
Oh, wait. She's just talking about how it's so hard to be a female anime fan for some reason.
I was around 7 years old, and my cousin had introduced me to this thing called the Naruto run. This era of anime is really interesting to me because this was the first time I was really introduced to it outside of shows that my dad showed me. He couldn't hide this side of anime from me forever. I saw the characters with the big bahankadonkas on screen. Anime would figure out how to show an upwards camera angle to show up the skirt of underage girls while weird noises came out of their mouths.
Oh yeah, so there's that. Man, you know, panty shots are a lost art. Barely show up now.
Naruto's sexy jutsu was nothing new for anime fans, but as a girl, yeah, that was weird, but the girl can also be a ninja?
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, the feet sensor is killing me. Yeah, no kidding. It's so fucking dumb.
Granted, we already know how her character ended up. Avatar: The Last Air-
Look, trust me, chick, no one wants to see your feet, alright? If you made an OnlyFans, you'd be lucky to get 2 subscribers.
Airbender also just started airing on Nickelodeon, and I also saw that the girl can waterbend. I get that Avatar
okay, and then she talks about Avatar.
Isn't an anime, but still, I was able to see the girl be a ninja,
Fuck, you know, honestly, it's actually kind of shocking how based anime is compared to, Western cartoons, because Katara, while a very well-written character, is just a total girl boss.
Girl be a waterbender. I just figured out that animation is where a girl could also be a badass.
Oh my fucking god.
A few years later, I was introduced to Soul Eater, and that was when I started to become a weeb. I casually...
And she always uses the term weeb, alright? Which, keep in mind, it's a shortened form of a slur against, well, sort of otakus, but I mean, weeaboos are, a real phenomenon, even though they're not that common. But yeah, she never calls herself an otaku. She calls herself a weeb. And look, of course she isn't an actual otaku, but it is interesting.
I watched anime with my dad. Naruto was just another show that I'd watch that was next to Disney Channel and whatever's on Cartoon Network. But Soul Eater was the gateway, and into the anime rabbit hole I went. Maka led the show, and she was also treated as an equal to her male counterparts. The boys in the group relied and trusted their female team members. And of course, it had the nosebleeds. I also watched Fairy Tail, and yes...
She always has to mention the fan service.
There was fan service, but still it was super cool to see girls with power. Now is when you get to go, oh, wait, oh my god, she's doing a trilogy. Hi, I'm Inoq, and you might know me from certain anime commentary videos on YouTube, and while I tend to cater videos to the algorithm, I like to think those...
Man, her shelf is, like, the most performative shit ever. First off, she's got, like, Okay, so she's got a handful of manga on display. She's got a few of these, okay, she has a fucking Funko Pop! She has the Ash Ketchum hat, an N64 that's not plugged into anything. She's got the Ghibli stuff. She's got the those pixel things. Fuck, and like, what the hell is this? Oh, she's got a card or something.
Videos aren't negative, but more retrospectives, acknowledging trends that are worth being mindful of, since I want people to be critical of characters and things that they're consuming. And as a girl, I feel an obligation to support female characters, to support that they're written in anime. But on the flip side, it comes at the cost of my own integrity, and it entails me to support the chaotic circus that comes with being an anime fan.
Bro.
And unfortunately, some of the issues that I have with female characters is provided by female writers themselves.
Yeah, so, you know, the internalized misogyny, or even women have the internalized misogyny.
But at the end of the day, I still love anime, and I love the shows that I talk about. But why? Why do women like myself?
She knows her talking is so boring that she gotta pull in and out the camera like 20 times during the same monologue. No kidding. And also, she can't talk for like more than 5 seconds. Alright, at a time. That's why there's so many takes, too.
Like anime, despite all that comes with the medium. On the surface, anime seems to objectify women. It seems like a community that doesn't even want us here in the first place.
Fuck. Fuck. You know, this is the whole thing. She mostly watches shonen shit and then is upset that it doesn't cater to women, okay? Entire genres of anime exist to cater specifically to women.
Especially right now with the Barbie movie being out, and just being proud of being a girl. All of this recently has been making me think about my gender and how it affects certain things in my life.
I think you only think of your gender. Every single one of your videos is like, as a female anime fan, this thing is sexist.
This video is actually a response or more.
What is her actual employment? That's a good question. I mean, I don't think she does YouTube full-time because she only has like 80,000 subs, but I mean, who fucking knows?
Or my take to FD Signifier's video on masculinity in anime.
Oh my god, masculinity. Is this another guy I'm gonna have to take down? Holy shit. It's as I said, infinite content glitch. Why doesn't she write the story she wants? Because no one would read it. You think she could do that? Come on.
He dives into how anime affected him as a male viewer, how he thinks of certain trends and characters, how it was like for him to grow up with it. And so now I want to do that, especially as—
Wow, his whole video is probably anime is racist because the Japanese people don't put enough the Japanese people put too many Japanese people in their comics.
The girl who fell in love with anime. How has this medium affected me and my gender? He also told me to make this video, so here's me doing that. Okay, I get it. I have to talk about the anime titties. They take up like 80% of the screen whenever I start a new show. We gotta address the titties. I'm a trigger stan. My favorite anime is Gurren Lagann. And learning that this girl's ass belongs to a 14-year-old and it's taking up the entire screen is objectively weird.
Who gives a fuck? That's what makes anime worth watching.
Silly and kinda concerning. One of my other favorite shows is Kill la Kill, and yeah, you know. And even with all of that, as a woman, I can still say that I love these shows dearly. The math isn't mathing here. How dare I call myself a feminist if I watch those shows? How can I say this as a girl's girl? Well, as a viewer, female or not, this is something that you gradually just accept and kind of understand as you watch anime.
Well, the pixels in my screen are suddenly a real human, yeah. Just enjoy the anime, man. If only they could.
This is sadly a trope that's just really seen in a lot of popular shows. Anime is a—
Unfortunately, you know, this is the whole thing, okay? You know, fan service is a core part of anime culture, yet they treat it as unfortunate. Alright?
Cesspool that's trying to appeal to its broadest audience, which is primarily men, through being weird. And hopefully what I've learned as you watch these popular—
Yeah, how dare they appeal to men?
Shows. You just gotta hope that the weirdness and the fan service doesn't get in the way of an actual, like, serious show.
Because keep in mind, by the way, you know, she is completely fine with fan service for women, alright? She'd never complain about that.
Or maybe it'll elevate entertaining shows like Dragon Maid. In Dragon Maid, the big Bahonka Donkaroos, they're fine because it's a silly show. So the titties are gonna have silly jiggles.
Okay, a lot of anime have a silly tone, though, okay? So if the fan, I mean, that's such a retarded point.
I don't know why this child has boobies. Well, I do, because anime in Japan is
not a child, by the way. Her official age is, I think, 16.
Weird. Like, how am I supposed to feel? It's unrealistic body standards left and right. But guys, girls, don't let this, like, get to you. Don't starve yourself. Pretty people eat food.
The show is weird to appeal to men, so men are only interested in weird things.
My family's calling me. 1 second.
Oh my god.
What are you eating? Guys, let me put you on something that I...
She has, of course, she has the fucking shill, the shill there.
Video. Am I just desensitized to fan service? Especially since I started...
Not desensitized enough. Because keep in mind, in so many of her videos, she bitches about it.
Watching anime at a young age. Even for men, I'm sure, outside of it all, you can agree that fan service can get obnoxious.
No.
But Ina, guys also get sexualized. They're shirtless, they're ripped. That's for the girls. No. That's not for the girls. That's still for the boys.
Okay, what about in fucking Free? Alright. Oh, that's not for the girls? Shut the fuck up, stupid bitch!
That's not sexualization. That's the male power fantasy.
Oh, give me a fucking break.
Lots of Goku powering.
And by the way, she has a whole video where she talks about how JJK has all this female-targeted fan service, and she doesn't complain about that, even when she admits that it is objectifying the men.
Up, shirts getting ripped off, Armstrong having a flexing competition, Bakugo wearing a woman respecter. That's not sexualization. All of that.
Okay, I'll say this much, okay? The female fans of MHA definitely go fucking crazy over Bakugo, okay? They appreciate the shirtless shots.
That is an anime for younger boys to want to look like them. It's so guys can aspire and be motivated to be like those characters on screen. They get shirtless for boys to want to overdose on
And look, okay, if you're saying that about shonen, fine, I guess. But you're ignoring all the fan service in anime that's targeted towards females and, you know, shoujo, okay? Or, you know, Otome games or yaoi are great examples of this. I mean, like I said, I already just said fucking Free.
Protein shakes, to eat bullets for breakfast, to make them want to pee standing up. I don't know, bro stuff. Zoro being shirtless in no way, in any shape or form, is the exact same as Nami's breasts inflating throughout One Piece. Am I saying girls are above sexualization? No. Especially if you've seen the influx of Gojo fan edits with the 2nd season of Jujutsu Kaisen right now, the My Hero Academia fandom doing God knows what to those boys. With the 2nd season of...
Yeah, she says in another video that this shot is fan service for the girls, and she has no problem with it, by the way.
Jujutsu Kaisen right now, the My Hero Academia fandom doing God knows what to those boys. But that's the fandom. The boys make the titty mouse pads, the girls make their fan edits. But in the anime though, sexualization is definitely seen much more for the girls in what's popular in shonen. And that
in what's popular, this is the whole thing, okay? She claims to be an anime YouTuber, but it's always just the fucking surface level popular shonen shit. Okay, and look, I have no problem with shonen, alright? But it's popular for a reason, alright? And it's made for a very specific demographic, Japanese teenage boys. Who, guess what? Teenage boys like big boobs. Alright, they like hot girls.
That really is just something that we accept at the end of the day. But also,
because this is the whole thing, okay? She has such a big problem with fan service, but instead of, you know, dumping the shows that have it and watching shows that don't, or, you know, whatever, she just feels the need to complain.
Anime and manga has such a wide variety of non-fan service, non-misogynistic content for you to choose from.
Oh yeah, and also implying that the fan service is misogynistic, by the way.
Something so special about anime and manga is that there's something for me. There's something for everyone. Japanese manga and anime has so much diversity that I was never made to feel that it wasn't made for me, that it wasn't made for girls. I'm okay with watching fan service in shows because I know I also have other options.
She says that, but she still complains about it all the time.
If I don't. Claymore is such a good one. It's a shonen manga and anime with an insane female cast that showcases femininity while also being a balls to the walls kind of series. The characters aren't just strong and have powers, but they actually have their own wants, desires, goals. It's like Demon Slayer, but if women had the swords. And you can't tell me that doesn't sound like a good time.
Fuck.
Other great representations of female characters from really great anime: Kagome from Inuyasha, Yona of the Dawn, Revi from Black Lagoon. Characters from shows that I haven't seen but I've heard good things: Jolene from JoJo, Noelle from Black Clover. And of course as well, a big reason as to why girls love anime, because there's a dedicated type of series for girls in the anime community, known as shoujo.
Yeah, so watch that!
Hello? What's happening?
You summoned me? Welcome, mere anime and manga mortals, to my domain.
The fuck
but
is
fear
this?
Not, because, yeah,
this is Colleen's Manga Rex. Okay. I guess we gotta finish it now.
not gonna keep this bit up for that long, don't worry. Hi, I'm Colleen's Manga Rex.
Okay, so now they're doing like the fucking classic YouTube review collab.
Friend of the channel, and I'm here to tell you, sweet, sweet viewers of Inaku, all about the elusive category of anime-manga known as shoujo.
You know, everybody fucking knows that shoujo exists! Go to fucking my anime list, you can find, ask fucking ChatGPT, okay, what are the best shoujo series? Okay, it'll give you a fucking list. There's a billion on my anime list. Okay? Fuck. You know, this is the whole thing. She LARPs as some kind of otaku, but all her content is just fucking so surface level.
The kind of anime and manga I've loved ever since I was a wee little child, and maybe even you have too. Shoujo manga and anime are series that are targeted towards young girls, usually from the ages of 12 to 25. While many people in this community may believe that shoujo are high school romances, they can actually be any genre under the sun.
You're telling me this for the first time?
Sci-fi, horror, historical, you name it, and shoujo's got it. These shoujo series are also largely
when not being the center of attention feels like oppression. Yeah.
created by women, and has been for a really long time now. And shoujo's got it. These shoujo series are also largely created by women, and has been for a really long time now.
Look, most manga in general are created by women. You know, there's a stat, according to a survey, 77% of manga authors are women.
Now, making this a type of medium unlike any other, focusing on series that are made by and for women, which is why
yeah, but it's a problem when you have shonen, which is by and made for boys and men.
Why shoujo is so special to many people, and especially in nerdy spaces where the conversations are mostly driven by men. There's a type of manga and anime out there that offers an escape from the portrayal of women as a sexy lamb. They show girls and women as their own people who aren't just there to be ogled at, but they're the protagonists of their own stories. You can read an action series about a girl who struggles with mental health issues.
Fuck. You know, I swear, it's almost like these people are made in a factory.
Or you can watch a series about a girl who learns from her privilege to help others.
Learns from her privilege. Okay, we have to talk about Colleen's Manga Rex. Okay, I was gonna make a video on Addie next, but fuck it. She's the next target, alright?
Stories and characters are complex, but still easily relatable to anyone, as these people aren't perfect and they can make mistakes. These flaws even help give you a deeper connection to these characters. Finding shoujo as a kid helped my own interpersonal struggles find an outlet. That feeling of being unwanted and depressed in my room was released when I found characters that were like me.
If I can see why look, don't worry, you're still unwanted.
Who had the same thoughts as me. You feel less alone growing up femme when you have a character who is right in front of you that is saying the exact things that you have thought. It also opens you up to so many new perspectives and ideas with how much gender expression is shown through many shoujo series.
Gender expression. Oh my god.
There's so much cross-dressing that suddenly you don't feel like it's weird to think that you look cool dressing like a boy anymore. The world of shoujo anime and manga is...
Never heard a reviewer say that Yona of the Dawn is about privilege, yeah. Well look, the whole thing is that these people, they always examine media from a political Marxist view, specifically from a, Western leftist view. And this gives them some very skewed interpretations, like Yona of the Dawn being about privilege.
Vast and diverse, but unfortunately it is also highly underrated. The feminine perspective...
Highly underrated. Oh, fuck. Trying to put their art degrees to use. Fuck.
Art style and protagonists are off.
Look, a lot of shoujo's crazy popular and crazy iconic, okay? Look, it's not as big as the massive shonen series, but look, that's just how it is. Most anime fans are men anyway.
For many people in the anime-manga community. However, for girls, women, AFABs, non-binaries, and even, guys too, shoujo can feel like a safe haven. A type of media that feels so unique and special that has cultivated its own visual language to tell its stories. In nerd culture and spaces that are so male-dominated.
And keep in mind, she says nerd culture, okay, not anime culture.
It's crazy to think that girls have a type of series that is all their own.
You know, this is so fucking dumb. Because women have plenty of their own fucking spaces. You know, the Western novel industry is dominated by women right now, especially in the romance and romantasy genres. All right? Oh my god, I hate this thing. No fucking kidding, man. Safe haven. They want a safe space.
Whoa, that was weird. But I kind of liked it. Big thanks to Colleen for that explanation, but yeah, shoujo is awesome. Again, I am going to make the...
Keep in mind, you know, let's look at this chick. She literally has a 5 o'clock shadow there. Talk about chopped.
But I kind of liked it. Big thanks to Colleen for that explanation, but yeah, shoujo is awesome. Again, I am going to make the joke. Why don't you step out of your demographic and watch Real Peak? Did you know that Sailor Moon could beat Goku? Sailor Moon can beat Goku, did you know that? Look it up, look it up.
Yo, who cares, bro?
Also, I can. Canonically.
Look, the OC I just invented in my head could beat you. I mean, not could beat you. Well, could beat you, but could beat Goku and Sailor Moon. So, at least the other girl was a better speaker that didn't need a billion cuts. That'll be the good thing about the Colleen video, is because she can actually make a cohesive point.
It's in my YouTube bio, so it has to be true. But anyway, of course I couldn't talk about why girls like anime without acknowledging shoujo, and especially right now I want to highlight major genres of shoujo, like magical girl anime or female-led isekai. Growing up, something that I noticed in Western media is that when people wrote a strong female character, the cool girl hated other girls, they reject femininity. Writers who made these girls basically wrote a man with tits. Am I saying it was
The whole thing is that's basically what feminists always, still to this day, want, even her.
the author's intention to write a poorly written female character? No. I'm so sure it was a lack of understanding. But something that I found in anime was the magical girl genre. You could save the world, but also not reject or drop your femininity. You can instead utilize it, look cute, and save the world. This was especially seen with shows like Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura.
I wonder if she even has a script or just rant and clip the flow she wanted. It probably is unscripted, which... Look, for the kind of video she's doing, she really should write a script. I don't think it's always necessary, and she's not a very good talker regardless, so it's definitely not a good idea.
Madoka Magica, which is a show that really showcases that there is so much more to magical girl anime than just being a cute girly series, because it definitely isn't. I swear, this show invented the 3-episode rule. Magical girl shows never really focused on male love interests, other than Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask, but more on the girlhood and deep friendships with other girls. It's empowering, it's important, and another...
You know, it's funny. She showed Cardcaptor Sakura, which is made by Clamp, and Clamp kind of has a slight reputation of being feminist, and maybe they are. I haven't watched enough of their stuff, but they also made Chobits, which is it's a show about a guy who falls in love with a robot girl, and the anime's from 01. So, and I'll say it's actually pretty based. I do want to make a video on Chobits eventually, but I'll have to read the manga first, though.
Other genre that was really empowering for women? Isekai. Yes, high-key, women ran isekai in the 80s and 90s. It was mostly female-led isekais. Before SAO and before Asuna had...
You know, she says that, but, you know, that's sort of before isekai was even a proper genre.
Really unfortunate things happened to her. Before ReZero, before Mushoku Tensei's anime, girls had Escaflowne, Fushigi Yugi. Inuyasha, a show that I mentioned earlier, is a female-led isekai. Fushigi Yugi and Inuyasha are core animes that, like, made me as a person. But finally, I think I...
Although, Actually, I guess Inuyasha would be an isekai. But...
have to talk about a certain man who is pivotal as to why...
Oh, is she gonna talk about fucking Miyazaki?
Why girls love anime. I know, I'm sorry, but he's one of the good ones, I promise. He even agrees that anime...
He's one of the good ones.
It was a mistake. I have to talk about...
That quote by Miyazaki is fake, by the way.
Hayao Miyazaki. Throughout this video, I kept saying that anime always showcased girls doing cool things, and that's what drew me to it. But something special that I also found within anime was that I was especially able to feel really seen. There were certain
I was able to feel seen. Holy shit, this is the fucking thing. You know, these people really are just so narcissistic, I swear.
Characters where I felt so understood, and those
one of the good ones. She is the type to take the bear, isn't she? Yeah.
Especially were seen through the characters of Ghibli movies. Ghibli films were often seen as a counterpoint to Disney movies, which we kind of know today are known to make the girls, the princesses, damsels in distress, having no sense of...
She says that, but let's look
here. Were seen through the characters of Ghibli movies. Ghibli films were often seen as a counterpoint.
Alright, so, okay, Snow White... You could say that Snow White's a damsel in distress. That's not really... You know, what the... Look, Snow White... Actually, let's skip that, because Cinderella, I think, does the theme better. But, I mean, Little Mermaid... I mean, I don't really think so. Although it's been ages since I've watched it.
Disney movies, which we...
But Cinderella, okay? Cinderella... She saves herself, okay? You know, because what people don't understand about... You know, feminists criticize Cinderella. But the thing with Cinderella, what the story is about, is that it doesn't matter... You know, how bad things get, all right? As long as you're a good person and you're kind, as long as you stay that way, all right, you will get your happy ending, okay? Because you can say Cinderella, she gets saved by, you know, her animal friends, but they save her because she was nice to them, okay? Because they cared about her. All right, so it's really stupid, okay? You don't need, like, a girl boss kind of character to have a, you know, a good message.
We kind of know today are known to make the girls the...
Or even, you know, Sleeping Beauty is another stupid example, because Aurora isn't the protagonist of Sleeping Beauty, all right? The protagonists are actually the three fairies, okay? Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. So that is still a female-led movie, even if it has a damsel in distress.
Princesses, damsels in distress, having no sense of self-worth outside of needing a man, needing their true love, but
And look, like I said, also not true.
Miyazaki, on the other hand...
Because the whole thing, you know, like, let's talk Snow White. The real value of Snow White is that she is just, you know, genuinely a very nice person, but... You know, even in that movie, you know, when, you know, her evil stepmother banishes her to be a maid, you know, she still has that truly kind heart.
In his films, he empowered girls. He made the young girls independent, strong, gave them stories that developed their characters to be confident in themselves. Chihiro in Spirited Away was bratty and scared of everything.
Bratty? Wow. Okay, I won't make the joke. I won't make the joke.
Especially change. By the end of her film, she's confident in her decision-making. She trusts her own choices and learns to save herself and her parents. Princess Mononoke showcased that girls can be assertive, be messy, be capable of violence.
Be capable of violence. Honestly, I hate Princess Mononoke. I should make a video about that movie. Fuck. Empowerment equals bratty. Well, that's the whole thing. She mentions this in another video, but her, you know, her perspective on, you know, her interpretation of the feminist movement is basically women just acting like bitches until men just say fuck it and give them what they want. How is she rage baiting? Fuck. You would think so.
Nausicaa Kiki showcased that women could be whatever they wanted to be. They defied feminine stereotypes.
Is that really what Kiki's You know, the funny thing with Kiki's delivery service is that she just opens a delivery service because that's all she could really do.
But were still able to be themselves. Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle, self-love, self-worth. And not only that, because those characters are amazing, but we also saw them in their most ordinary, vulnerable moments. Outside of the mundane world that they may be in. We see the extra steps of Chihiro putting on her shoes. Sheeta climbing...
Putting on her... Are you kidding me, bro? Give me a break.
Downstairs, brushing her hair. The girls just have a sense of humanity. This topic of Hayao Miyazaki and his female protagonist can be its own...
You know, she says... Look, I mean, she says that, but I think a lot of Ghibli movies, while they are, you know, very well directed, very beautiful, they are kind of bland as far as storytelling and characterization goes. You know, not all of them, of course, but, you know, they're definitely overrated.
Video, but honestly, I am so sure that Ghibli movies have affected a girl's love for anime in some way, shape, or form.
And it's also weird how she talks about this, because look, Ghibli movies are anime, but there's obviously a wide chasm between, you know, Ghibli movies and, you know, the rest of anime. You know, even Miyazaki, the quote about anime being a mistake, that Miyazaki quote is fake, but Miyazaki has been very critical of the greater anime industry.
I have to say it, anime is cool, guys. It has such a huge and accepting space for women, you just gotta find those parts. Anime is a place to find stories to find yourself in, especially if you look a little beyond what's popular, and I
find yourself.
Can guarantee that any seasoned anime fan would agree. The big shonen shows that are popular is just the surface level of what anime has to offer. Also, if you like this video and like...
It's so crazy.
These discussions about women in the anime space, you can...
No, fuck me, man. How much did this get? Yeah, this video did pretty well, actually. Anyways, we're at 108. I guess we'll talk about... Should we talk about this last video? The death of romance anime. I guess so. And then I'll probably cut it off. I still gotta... Yeah, I still got other stuff to do, so...
Romance anime...
This last video.
Used to be beautiful, heart-wrenching, hilarious, heartbreaking. They used to make me scream at 2 a.m. as a lonely, sleep-deprived grade schooler back in 2008. Where romance anime today is, okay.
Fuck yeah, so it's all trash now, whatever you say.
Is he jerking off? Please, anybody. Explain. What happened to the uwu shit? The flustered moments with the orbs in the background and the fourth wall breaking arrows that add comedy and sustenance? Shit that brings the viewer in to say this show doesn't take itself
Yeah, so fourth wall breaks bring the viewer in.
seriously, but the characters do. Romance in anime is often characterized by the term shoujo, which literally translates to young girl, and is said to—
Look, not really, because there's lots... Look, one of the nice things about anime is that there are a ton of romance shows directed towards guys. You know, like stuff like Nagatoro or Komi, or basically a lot of harem shows. You know, Maburaho is a classic one. Ori Emo is really good. You know, even something like Ero Manga Sensei.
just be fluffy hee uwu love stuff, while shonen translates to young boy, which tends to correlate with the pow pow boom shows, when in reality, shonen also has this, romance. This, yeah, really cute romance. And this, which made me gross sob and stay in my room for 5 days, and you're telling me this is just for boys? Enjoying shoujo anime also isn't just high school romance, it's also political action adventures, complex drama, shows that the fellas are really sleeping on, but shh, we aren't talking about that. I love shoujo as much as the next person, and you know, because I like looking outside of my demographic. You know—
Fuck. You know, maybe you should stop, because you still don't actually like shonen, and you don't even watch a lot of shit anyway. You know, this girl doesn't even know about moe. Okay, and she's this big anime fan who's been watching anime for 13 years. She doesn't even know, certainly doesn't understand the concept of moe.
Going deeper into anime, I guess you can say, I'm not like other girls. There's something about shoujo
You're just like every other fucking bitch, bro.
romance that brings the audience in. It focuses on such a slow burn and just character interaction and relationships with greater depth and subtlety. I'm telling you that shoujo romance anime puts tension between two characters on a whole nother level. She's afraid of thunder, so he put headphones on her? I'm not really saying that romance anime is actually dead like what the title says, but the type of romance anime that came out between the mid-2000s and the 2010s are pretty much gone. Done. Dead. Shonen really is the lifeline for romance anime right now, coming out with Horimiya, My Dress Up Darling, the Quintuplets anime, Komi—
So is she just salty that we're getting too much shonen? Okay, so look, we're getting shonen romance, hell yeah. W for the boys.
can't communicate, rent a girlfriend. Whereas I'm looking for shows like Kimi ni Todoke, Snow White with the Red Hair, or on High School Host Club, Maid-sama, Kami-sama Kiss, Aoharu Ride. What happened to these love stories? Where did the romance go? I miss shoujo so much, and I want to talk about it. Hi there.
Oh my god.
My name is Inaku, and I love love, if you haven't noticed. I love romance anime. Slice of life romance is a genre staple. Stories about love, about your first crush, is a tale—
Look, was there even really that much of a drought? I mean, look, we're still getting, you know, plenty of female-targeted shows. So
as old as time. There's sort of a guilty pleasure feeling to watching these stories. It's definitely not the most amazing, spectacular show that's coming out in a season. It's not Attack on Titan, it's not Chainsaw Man. The genre is really repetitive, and when you watch enough, it has an ending where you know exactly what's going to happen.
So she started this video being like, shoujo romance is so amazing, but now she's like, oh, it's not really that groundbreaking, it's kind of formulaic. Make up your mind, woman.
And yet, you still want to see it happen. There's a girl at the top of her class and a misunderstood guy, or the other way around. They find out a big secret that nobody can know, and it becomes something that ties the two of them together. They might not like each other in the beginning. In fact, it's better if they hate each other. They spend more time together because of funny anime circumstances and see each other in a new light. When someone finally realizes their feelings for the other, boom, a new love interest enters the scene. And now there's jealousy, there's fighting, until they realize that they care so much because they're in love. And then the show ends with hand-holding. And if we're lucky, a kiss.
Yeah, so, you know, she trashes shonen romance, okay? And then she talks about how shoujo romance is as, if not even more, formulaic. Can you last the whole video? Fuck. We'll see.
And if we're super lucky, a second season. But does the show finish? No. Sometimes it ends with just them having these feelings and they're just happy to be around each other, and there's no second season or third, and you're unhappy because you want more and there's not. And that's—
Ever heard of fucking reading the manga? You know, that's another kind of like, I understand the frustration of never getting like another season for a show that you want. But, you know, anime, you know, a lot of these criticisms people have on anime, just, it's a misunderstanding of the medium. Like, anime aren't supposed to be standalone, really. They're supposed to be advertisements for the manga. So, you know, when you watch a niche show, you know, you should expect for there not to be a proper ending, for you to have to read the manga to see what happens next.
Formula. Every anime romance takes place in high school, and you can just watch a pretty girl and a pretty boy get together. So often at this age, just high school kids in different fonts. Shoujo romance got to the point where it's getting parodied now by shows like Nozaki-kun, Kiss Him Not Me, and Kaguya-sama. They literally make fun of shoujo romance, but shoujo romance can never die. It's something my 12-year-old pubescent self wanted and giggled.
So this video is about how shoujo romance is dying. Now she's saying that it can never die.
over, and it's something that my current self longs for. Let's talk about what I consider the classics, the peak, the chef's kiss of shoujo romance anime. I mentioned this trope earlier, one of the characters always has to have a secret, or our two leads do not get along at first. This girl has a secret job, she is secretly female, and this girl is secretly in love with a cat. The main girl only cares about school until she starts caring about this idiot with a goofy grin, and now this man has fallen in love with her roundhouse kick. They were so good. Around the mid-2010s,
Fuck. You know, I really should just make a video about this because, you know, women complain about this all the time. Like, you know, you'll hear feminists complain about harems or even like visual novels in some cases. Otome games are, you know, as if not more formulaic and generic than visual novels. Okay, same thing with all of these genres.
shoujo romance decided to add some more variety into the mix. We got shoujo romance focused on deeper stories, a show set in the medieval times with a romance between a prince and a regular girl, a girl who accidentally becomes god and is stuck with a fox demon to protect her, and of course there will always be high school romance anime, but instead of liking the pretty boy in this one, she falls in love with the unconventionally attractive guy. There are darker tones to some of them, whatever these are. This then leads us into the present, where in 2020, there were literally 0 shoujo anime adaptations, despite shoujo manga having a ton of sales competing.
Well, I'm pretty sure Wotakoi and Honey Lemon Soda already got anime adaptations, so I guess that's...
with shonen manga. Right now, what's kept me alive is Wotakoi, which came out last year.
Look, sometimes that happens, even with, you know, very popular genres. You just get dry spells. Diabolical Lovers getting glossed over is crazy.
Shoujo manga having a ton of sales competing with shonen.
Well, yeah, exactly. Bro did not want to touch on the fan service in that, yeah.
In manga? Right now, what's kept me alive is Wotakoi, which came out last year with no second season, and the remake...
It's been a year! Sometimes it takes a while. Did we get a Wotakoi Season 2? I think.
of my favorite shoujo romance anime that came out in 2006, actually. It got the Brotherhood treatment and got remade in 2017, the infamous Fruits Basket. But other than those two, come on shoujo anime, let the girls eat. While shonen romance can be a hit or miss, you know what always hits? Anime movies that can make you cry. Movies don't really have a demographic labeled on them, and so I hope anime can lean more towards that. Makoto Shinkai animates movies.
That's kind of stupid because every movie has a demographic that it's aiming for. Anyone who ever makes anything, okay, has an idea of what their target audience is. All right, so they make that thing for that specific target audience, and it can be very broad or sometimes very specific, but it's always there. I have that same cheap V-Fine, oh, the mic, you have the same mic. That's funny.
That you can always bawl to. I swear, this man is about to make me cry to a chair. Movies like Ride Your Wave, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas have me crying in the club at 3 a.m. Now, if you're like me and all of your favorite shoujo romance don't have a second season, and or you've seen the lack of shoujo romance, do you want to know what I did? Do you know what got me through high school? Reading.
It's $30. Her mic's $30? There's no fucking way she's making YouTube videos with a $30 mic. This video was only 3 years ago, okay? This was like 2 years after her Shonen Girls video blew up. There's no fucking way. On a nicer stand? That's crazy.
Reading shoujo and only shoujo. So if you're looking to get into reading some shoujo manga, here's a beginner list of manga that have made me scream.
And here's another one. Yeah, lots of manga, too.
Internally at 3 a.m. Dengeki Daisy, a shoujo manga classic. Because studios refuse to adapt it into an anime, I swear, reading it, I would put it next to shows like Ouran and Maid-sama and all the...
You know, keep in mind, lots of, you know, great shonen shows, you know, don't get manga, or great shonen series don't get anime adaptations, too. Like, you know, JoJo is pretty infamous. Before the 2012 adaptation, it never got one, except for the OVAs, which were kind of whatever. And, you know, that was when, you know, JoJo was selling millions of copies.
Other ones. I implore everyone to read it if you like shoujo romance and want the classic feeling to it. It's everything you could want. It's mature, it's funny, it progresses so well, and the characters are quality. The manga follows Teru, a girl who has been left alone after the passing of her older brother, with nothing but a cell phone left
Brutal.
behind. Teru finds comfort with the only contact in it, Daisy. If she needs anything or anyone to talk to, Daisy is someone that she can rely on. For years, she confides with this mystery person, Daisy, and one day when she accidentally breaks a school window, she meets someone that makes her question Daisy's identity entirely. It's such a good read. I look back at this manga very, very fondly, but I will say that there is an age gap. But overall, great.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, gotta throw in the trigger warning. How dare there be an age gap? Fuck.
Great story. And we follow that with our next manga, Strobe Edge. Brought to you by the mangaka of Aoharu Ride, I present to you the better story. I said...
You know, the whole thing is that you can tell, you know, she on the surface at least, isn't as bad as a lot of these other feminist tourists. But you can tell that she really is, you know, with stuff like that. You know, who gives a fuck if there's an age gap? How much even is it? Okay, is she like, is the girl like 17 and the guy is like 21 or something? Who gives a shit? Shoujo itself is a weird thing. You can have the most generic romance ever and Tomie out of nowhere. Yeah?
I stand by it. If you're a fan of love triangles that will rip your entire being out of you, read Strobe Edge.
You know, actually, that's another reason why I don't even really like a lot of female-targeted romances, is because of the love triangles, but she is catering to that kind of audience, hence the trigger warning. I mean, exactly. So she tries to play innocent, but, you know, she knows what she's doing.
Heartbreak, the romance will make you laugh and cry, and this manga will just make you feel things. There's an unrequited love, a love triangle, an underdog that you want to root for. Such real experiences that you will undoubtedly enjoy if you pick up Strobe Edge. It's your typical high school shoujo romance love story, so I'm not going to say too much.
I think that's why she sounds weirdly robotic, since the mic needs to be set really low and right by your face. Yeah, probably. Using crisp or something to remove the background. I mean, you're probably right. I mean, look, I'll say this much. I don't think my audio is that good, but I have 1,000 subscribers. You know?
About the plot, just to read it so you can be in as much pain as I was. And finally, we have QQ Sweeper and Queen's Quality. We love a dark fantasy romance. This is a 2-in-1 manga rec because QQ Sweeper only has 3 volumes, and then you can read Queen's Quality, which is the main story.
It doesn't really matter to them. 17 to 21 and 10 to 35 is the same thing, but people like her would never watch something that good. Yeah, they lack taste.
In this manga, we follow Fumi, a girl who has been told throughout her entire life that she's cursed. One day, she meets a handsome boy with the title of a sweeper, a person who goes into the minds of troubled people and quite literally cleanses their souls. In this world, negative emotions manifest themselves into these little bug monsters that sweepers take care of. There's action, there's a sense of mystery as to why our main girl is cursed. It's engaging, it's exciting, and high-key has made me want to clean up my room, my house. It's weird, it's interesting, it deals with real-life issues, and should be on your read list. I've thoroughly enjoyed all of these manga and know that it will satisfy your shoujo heart. Originally, I wanted to make a video about the shoujo classics, or on Maid-sama Fruits Basket, but I kept getting really mad writing this script, and then it turned into a rant, and then I brain vomited this video out. And don't get me started with 90s romance shoujo anime, Fushigi Yugi. Oh, I also forgot to mention honorable mention Full Moon.
Wow, what'd you say? Brain vomited this video out? Give me a break.
Shagashite. I swear I can keep going, and I will if you want me to. But if you want a dedicated video to a shoujo classic, please let me know. And if you're looking for a more detailed video about the shoujo crisis that is happening, I have to point you to Colleen's video on
the decline of shoujo anime. Give me a fucking... Okay, we're gonna have to talk about this Colleen chick. Give me a fucking break.
Decline of shoujo anime, and the anime tease video, Shoujo Romance is...
The anime tea? Fuck.
Disappearing. Both videos are incredibly insightful and are very, very interesting to watch. Both of them give so much perspective on the anime industry entirely, and with that, I wanted to add my perspective and thoughts to the conversation around shoujo. Actually, please let me know your thoughts as well. Leave a comment down below if you've seen the lack of...
Let's see. Here's another target, as you can... Okay, I guess she's done, because she hasn't made a video in a year. Blackwashing and hypocrisy and fan art. So did she actually did she actually tear in to the blackwashing? We need to talk about adult women in anime. Women are taking over fantasy. Oh my god. Give me a break. This anime writer changed my life. What's missing in anime black female characters? Okay, she has the word order wrong, because it would be black female anime characters. What the hell? Okay, bro. How much do you want to bet that we're going to hear the chirp? In France right now, Twitter is infested by the Liberez Shoujo, free shoujo movement, basically feminists crying about why shoujo sells less than shonen. It's so dumb, man. You know, this is the whole thing, okay? Because, you know, we've proven that there isn't some systemic bias in the manga industry because 77% of manga authors are women, all right? So that means that what they want to do is that they want to change the culture itself to somehow make people you know, consume shoujo more. All right, it's complete, or consume shonen less too. You know, it's completely ridiculous. It's like the WNBA. Nobody wants to watch the WNBA. And there's no way you can change that. The hidden history of this Black Butler anime. This anime YouTuber is a fraud. Oh, I think maybe I found this one at some point. I guess she is like, I'm not a tourist. I'm not a tourist. I know all my videos are about how anime is sexist and racist, but I'm not a tourist. Let's see. A bunch of members only videos. Shoujo girls. Pretty boys and the ethics of baiting. Does she... Oh, wait. Is she talking about yaoi bait? Okay, so I guess the fan service for women is fine, but queer baiting is that's just a step too far. Let's see. These romance anime tropes need to go. Harassment. Okay, Nagatoro doesn't fucking harass senpai. Give me a fucking break. Okay, it's just the thumbnail, so I won't tear into her that much, but... And then age gaps, come on. Was I wrong about this tomboy romance anime? Yes, but... If you think about it, if shoujo is pushed hard, we may see specific targeted romances instead of a vague demographic. Horimiya is called shonen romance, but is trying to cater to both women and men. Who spends money listening to those women? Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I guess you could say that, but... I mean... Look, the whole thing is that the manga industry is more open than ever. You know, you've got digital platforms where, you know, people can go and find literally anything. They don't even have to go to a store and sift through, you know, the manga volumes or be subscribed to a magazine. They can just go to a digital platform and find whatever they want by searching tags, you know? Or, you know, even any manga creator, even if they can't get with a publisher, they can self-publish, put their stuff online to get discovered. Why Ikemen are better than B Shonen, she wants the chads. Fuck. Anyway, what video? Okay. Exploring anime's obsession with drunk women? What the fuck? No, what the hell? There's no fucking way she thinks having women be drunk, you know, normally just for fun, okay, as a joke, is problematic. Are you fucking kidding me? There's no fucking way this part... Oh my god. We have to. Okay, we have to. Wait, what was down there? Whatever. Let's summarize the video first. This video explores the common anime trope of the drunk girl, analyzing why women are frequently depicted as alcoholics, how this reflects Japanese culture and the different archetypes used by creators. How common of a trope even is it? The specific type of alcoholic character consumes often hints at their age, personality, or social status. While beer is often associated with casual socializing or party animal archetypes, hard liquor is frequently linked to more mature, older characters. The rise of women drinking in anime mirrors post-1990s social shifts in Japan. Fuck. Beer is often used to depict characters who are belligerent or party animals. A notable example is Misato Katsuragi from NGE, whose heavy beer consumption is tied to her stressful, high-stakes job, her bachelor-esque lifestyle, and her specific character design choices. Heavier spirits are often used as a sign of pride for women in high-ranking positions who need to maintain authority. Conversely, it is sometimes used to depict bitterness, such as with Tsunade from Naruto, whose drinking is linked to trauma and regret. Other characters like Yuko from XXX-Holic and Shisato Mizusawa from Love of the Cocktail represent a more positive, balanced approach where drinking is a sophisticated hobby. The creator concludes that while some representations of drinking in anime can feel like lazy writing or an annoying trope, they ultimately serve as a complex reflection of modern consumption habits, social freedom, and established character archetypes. Okay, I guess the conclusion isn't that bad, but... They can't comprehend the idea of writing something because it's funny or an interesting character trait. Just drinking a common thing in anime, not just for female characters. Yeah, that too. Other characters drink. Male characters drink all the damn time. So what's up with cute girls with weapons? It's because guys like cute girls and also guys like guns. So anime creators combine them. Fuck. This is okay. I'm gonna have to really dig through this to find the good stuff, but my God. Let's go to most popular, actually. Apparently everything should be approached with a critical view. Yeah, no kidding. So, I guess this one is the big one. Look, I'm not super familiar with shoujo, so I'm not an authority on it, but maybe I'll look into this video or this one. Here you go. Let's do another AI summary, and I don't care about using the AI slop. Okay, I just want an idea. Okay, talk about Chopped. Let's see here. Representation of black women in anime and anime-inspired media, acknowledging that while these portrayals are often flawed, some series manage to depict black womanhood with a level of respect and complexity. Man. Fuck. I wonder why anime doesn't have enough, I wonder why anime doesn't have a lot of black representation. It's almost like Japan is an ethno-state or something. Fuck. You know, keep in mind, the vast majority of anime characters are still Japanese, or, you know, might as well be. So she talks about Carolyn Tuesday, which is, what's the fucking, the fucking cowboy beat-bop guy's name? It's, I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of the cowboy bebop director, but that was made by him. And honestly, he's like a total Westaboo anyway. Michiko and Atsuko, which I think he was the executive producer on. There's not enough Danish representation in anime. Someone has to fix this. Man. And then she talks about Castlevania Nocturne. Are you kidding me? So she talks about not even an actual anime. And then she defends race swapping, I guess. Wait, and then she's telling people to support some fucking Kickstarter Okay, this is so stupid. And these people, like, love as anime fans, bro. Fuck. Honestly, she doesn't seem as good, really. As far as, this stuff goes. Or, wait, popular. Anything else here? And let's just check out this one. Oh, is she gonna bitch about harem just right off the bat? Fuck. You know, I shit on Crunchyroll. You know, but sometimes, okay, I give them a pass, alright? They host Osteroth's Toy. Anyways, critiques 3 common and problematic tropes in romance anime that they believe are outdated or harmful. Harassment and stalking. The creator argues that depicting harassment or stalking as romantic tension is problematic. They point out that bullying or unwanted should not be equated with genuine affection. Series mentioned include Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, Inspector, Future Diary, Love of Kill, and... Okay, so she does shit on Nagatoro. Keep in mind, Nagatoro doesn't even harass Sensei. Oh, no, not Sensei, Senpai. Okay, it's really just teasing. I swear, she would have a hernia if she read the original Nagatoro webcomic. And then Future Diary, okay, that's this yandere. Okay, people like yanderes. Fuck. Age gaps in student-teacher romance highlights the ethical issues surrounding large age gaps, particularly those involving power imbalances, like student-teacher or mentor-mentee. Fuck. Romance between siblings. The creator expresses strong frustration with the prevalence of plots featuring romantic relationships between siblings or step-siblings. They list several series that utilize this trope, such as My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex, Ora Emo, Eromanga Sensei, Domestic Girlfriend, Vampire Knight, and Diabolic Lovers. Phoenix suggests that these tropes remain prevalent partly because they are outlandish and draw attention on social media. It's because people like them, while more conventional, healthy romance stories are often receive less promotion. Look, bro, it's because people like those kinds of tropes. Okay, I found the video we're going to be reacting to.
The state of romance anime has been getting weirder and weirder. From hundreds of harems and alternate dimensions to whatever the heck Dragonaut the Resonance is. Really, Crunchyroll? You put this under the romance category? Is this what we've come to now? Many of the tropes I'll mention today are unfortunately not new. Neither will they be limited to only one demographic, meaning no romance series, shonen, shoujo, or otherwise, is safe from today's persecution. The first tired trope of today's list, harassment and stalker behavior. Your stalker or your harasser is not your lover, sis.
Look, it's called fantasy, man. It's called fiction.
Or bro, or whoever is being stalked and harassed and then falling in love with the person who is harassing them. They are not your lover. They do not care about you. They just want to bother the heck out of you. It's like that
no fucking shit.
Age-old saying where like kids play on the playground and like one of the kids bullies the other kid and then people say like, oh, they're just doing that because they like you. Like, no, it's harassment. Stop bothering this kid. Stop pushing them. Stop making them cry. They don't like you. They just want to see you suffer. It's not okay. Let's start off with Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, which features a girl and a boy named Miss Nagatoro, and I think the guy's name is just Senpai. They just call him Senpai. I haven't seen the series. I've only like watched.
I haven't seen the series. Still criticizes it.
A few seconds, and it's weird. Like, I don't know why people are so obsessed with the series. Like, I guess people like to see people being tortured to the point where they have to fall in love with the person.
She is so fucking stupid. At least watch the first fucking episode before you talk about it in your video. I mean, come on. That's the whole thing. Okay? Because that first moment with Nagatoro, that's as intense as the fucking bullying ever gets.
And I don't know why that is. Miss Nagatoro seems very, very annoying, and I would not want to be in the same school as her. Well,
fuck. Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the same school as this chick, so.
My friends, if you are new here, hi, my name is Phoenix, and I dive into the visual world of storytelling in anime and sometimes manga on a weekly, sometimes whenever the heck I feel like it basis. Today we're going to be
She's supposed to be uploading weekly?
exploring the sad, cringy, and sometimes depraved tropes that often plague lots of romance anime and manga series. Before we begin though, there is one rule you must follow. Make sure to grab your cup because it's time to spill the anime tea. Fun fact, I've been lying to y'all. Most of the time, this is just filled with water, and my giant Let's Stay Home mug is filled with lots more tea because I'm an addict. I'm a tea addict. A series that I actually have watched and that I had high hopes for, but unfortunately it failed me in Spectre, where basically the main character, Kotoko, is this bridge between the human and spirit world. I mean, that's a fairly cool setup just alone, like that whole dynamic, and on top of that, she solves mysteries between the human and spirit world and things like that. But the entire story is like plagued by this relationship between Kotoko and her crush, and they end up having to work together to solve mysteries because he has some kind of supernatural ability. It sucks because Kotoko essentially harasses him the whole time to marry her.
Giga-based.
And he doesn't want to. He has a girlfriend. He doesn't know who she is. He doesn't really like her.
Yo, screw the girlfriend.
And it feels like so pushed and forced, and I
oh my god, that's the point, in that case at least.
Kind of feel bad for the guy. Another one is Future Diary. Lots of people should know this one. It's kind of like a cult classic favorite of anime lovers. It's a death game, so these kids get cell phones.
I was a little annoyed when I noticed the difference between the manga and web manga with Nagatoro. It is pretty wild, the original webcomic, but I don't know, I could definitely see people, I mean, yeah, Nagatoro goes pretty crazy there, but, you know.
That tell them the day they're going to die, and they have to prevent their deaths by fighting the other people who could kill them, essentially. So these two characters, the first main character is Yukiteru. He's kind of like not very memorable, but he has this stalker girl who's really obsessed with him named Yuno. And everyone knows Yuno because she is great. Not really, but she's well known because she's insane. And basically, they end up being together because Yukiteru realizes he can use Yuno to fight his battles for him because she doesn't care about her own life. She's reckless. She'll kill and attack people on behalf of him.
Wow, giga-based. Fuck.
She's like the perfect shield. Love of Kill, which I recently found out.
Yo, guess what? People like Yandere. Fuck.
I believe
Man.
it is a shoujo anime manga. It's basically a story about an assassin and a bounty hunter.
Okay, this video just sucks ass. Let's skip ahead. Age gaps.
And that is a big problem. Let's talk about age gaps. He is a little bit possessive and like pushy as a character. It can feel a little bit much.
He's a little bit possessive and pushy, completely irredeemable, problematic. I think sibling relationships were interesting because it's extremely rare in reality and people like seeing unique shit. Look, that's a part of it. There's actually a lot of layers to the sibling romance thing. But yeah, so... And, you know, keep in mind, people like it, okay? Stuff like Game of Thrones is popular. You know, step-sibling is a very popular... You know, step-sibling, stepmom, very popular tag on mainstream porn sites. Yeah.
Next trope, which is kind of dangerous if not handled correctly, and that is a big problem. Let's talk about age gaps in romance series. Your teacher, your mentor, or some random dude that you met off the street is not your love interest. They are not the love of your life. You are only 14.
Maybe IRL, okay? Anime is different, okay? Look, in real life, a 10-year-old shouldn't go out onto an adventure by themselves, but in Pokemon, oh, it's A-okay. Mad at Maid-sama, yeah.
Like, you have your whole life set ahead of you. Don't fall for some person who has already had their entire life and is somehow, for some reason, interested in your teenage ass. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's suspicious. Don't do it. If a grown adult...
Oh my god. You know, this stuff is so stupid because anime characters do immoral shit all the time, okay? Even the good guys oftentimes do stuff that's a little morally dubious. You know, in Full Metal Alchemist, Roy Mustang literally wants to be a dictator. You know?
Is courting a younger person, it's a problem because that's abuse. You have a power dynamic over this other person who has not fully developed, who has not really experienced life, and you are using it to coerce them into a relationship that only benefits you and can really harm them. So, Koikibo 26 to Call This Love is a more recent series that came out that's about a guy who is like a womanizer, but one day he meets this teenage girl who doesn't give him like any time. Like she doesn't give him the time of day, and he becomes obsessed with her, stalks her, harasses her, you know, wants to be with this teenager. Literally, it gives itself away in the name of the title. It's too sick to call this love. It really is. It's sick.
Female targeted show, by the way.
Like, just stop. And then on to Marmalade Boy. Marmalade Boy is a classic shoujo romance series that I watched like as a kid with one of my friends a really, really long time ago. I actually have a Marmalade Boy shirt. I didn't wear it for today because I wanted to do pink because it's romance.
Yeah, I'm such a big Marmalade Boy fan. Now let me bitch about it.
Then there is...
Why isn't she complaining about how Goku kills his enemies? Murder is wrong. I mean, that's the thing. Oh, but I mean, that's different for some reason, I guess.
Is a relationship in Marmalade Boy basically with Mickey's friend Mako and a teacher named Mr. Nomura that is super problematic. And I was just
She said the thing! She said the thing! Problematic!
For this because I watched Basic Boy's video, The Age Gap Romantic Relationship Complex in Shoujo Anime, which is a very good video talking about several different...
Oh my god. The Age Gap Romantic Relationship Complex in Shoujo. There literally is like an infinite amount of these videos, I swear. We need a bingo list. Dio Kenshiro, any character ever? Fuck. Yeah. Man, you know, maybe I should make that for next time. Fuck.
Examples of series that do the age gap romantic relationship very dangerously and terribly. I forgot all about this relationship between Miko and Mr. Nomura, and then I was reminded, and I was like, oh crap, that is garbage. Like, that relationship was terrible. Yeah, Miko was basically being used by this teacher, and the teacher courted.
Honestly, the shoujo fans gotta rise up and push out these tourists.
Continued to court her and didn't say that anything was really wrong with the relationship. In terms of manga, there's some shoujo manga that I started to read because I was just trying to find shoujo manga to absorb and learn about, and one of them was Dengeki Daisy. Dengeki Daisy has a relationship between Teru, who is a 16-year-old girl, and Tasuku, who is an older guy who is tasked to take care of.
She says older guy, but he looks like early 20s.
Teru, but actually has...
Which... I mean, age of consent in most of Japan is like, well, age of consent in Japan is like 16 to 18, so. And then there's Romeo and Juliet laws, which I think Japan has some variation, I don't know, but.
Has romantic feelings for her, even though he's 24, she's 16.
Oh, so he's 24. Well, look, doesn't even matter anyway, because it's an anime.
And he works at the school as a janitor. So Takane and Hana has a huge age gap relationship. with like a 16-year-old and 24. Granted, the guy doesn't know in the beginning of that series that Hana is only 16 because the whole entire setup is that Hana goes on a date with him in place of her sister, who is trying to look for prospects for marriage for their company, to keep their company alive. And then Hana goes in her place and then ends up catching the eye of Takane, and they end up hanging out. And then Takane learns about Hana's real age and continues to be with her anyway. So that's the problem. That's the main issue. I had this manga in the back.
Bro, who cares? This is sort of what I mean. This is why I, defend Lolly so staunchly, okay? It's because the slippery slope is real, all right? Because, look, if we accept, it's either, fiction is fiction and it doesn't affect reality, okay? So either we accept that, all right? Or either we accept that fiction is fiction and reality is reality, okay, and there isn't any overlap, or we just keep going and then everything that wouldn't be acceptable IRL gets banned in anime, okay? And keep in mind, that's a lot of shit. Here she's going after age gap relationships, even when it's, high school girl with like an early 20s guy, which, IRL certainly don't condone that. However, obviously, obviously it's not as bad. But yeah, so that's the whole thing. And it's like, and then of course there's the stuff with fan service. Obviously any fan service with underage characters would be inherently immoral from this perspective of, fiction is reality. They needed the reality check. If she watched Otakojuku, she would complain about toxic masculinity. Yeah.
Background of my Be Shonen video, and I know people are gonna look at me funny if they're watching this video and that video, and they're like, wait, you don't like age gap romantic relationships, but you had that manga in the back of your video, and I didn't read it before putting it in the back of my video, which is...
Oh, she just puts random manga panels in the background of her videos. Okay, totally not a tourist, by the way.
I know people are gonna look at me funny if they're watching...
Oh my, holy fucking shit! How these people are crazy. Okay, she buys the manga, displays it in the background of her video. Okay, and then she's like, I didn't know it was problematic, I didn't read it. You're a complete fucking poser!
This video and that video, and they're like, wait, you don't like age gap romantic relationships, but you had that manga in the back of your video, and I didn't read it before putting it in the back of my video, which is my fault. An age gap relationship that really broke me, particularly because it's a series near and dear to my heart, is Fruits Basket, The Prelude. I finally just watched it the other day, and I was upset that Kyoko and Toru's dad, Katsuya, their relationship, essentially spoilers if you have not seen Fruits Basket, The Prelude, it's on Crunchyroll now, it's available to watch. Kyoko was only like 13, 14 years old when she met Katsuya, Toru's dad. He took her out of school, even though he was a student teacher, he's in his 20s, hanging out with her, being around her all the time. And it's sad because I love Fruits Basket. I love Kyo and Toru's relationship, which is really wholesome and great. And I love that in the movie they did such a good job of talking about being needed by people,
hurry it up.
Loss and depression.
Hello there. Hey, Velum Urksy, or I guess Velimer 22.
And forgetting other people are there, but because depression literally takes over your entire...
So basically she had a manga in her background which she didn't read. Holy LARP. No fucking kidding, bro. It's crazy.
Your brain and functions and literally ruins your life and makes you forget that there's people who rely on and need you. A really complex thing to tackle, but I think that it handled it fairly well. But on top of that is the entire relationship between Kyoko and Tatsuya, which is kind of problematic because he doesn't even give her time to really grow up or grow into herself. He's just constantly around her and then ends up taking her in and marrying her. Fruits Basket also
Giga-based.
So does this thing where they address the weirdness of age gaps and relationships with characters, like with Uo and the rooster in the original series. They continue to do it anyway, so it's why address it if you're going to do it anyway? Let's move on to the next trope that many fans are familiar with.
Okay, now we're at the incest part. This is the real meat, okay? I buy books for aesthetic, not to actually read. Fuck, that's the thing. That's what these people do.
They probably despise, you should despise, you don't despise this trope, we're gonna have a problem. There's gonna be a problem.
My god, okay.
Romantic interests become, or already are, related. For the love of all things holy, please stop creating series where the romantic interests either are already related or become related like step siblings, because it's weird. It needs to stop. It's just, it shouldn't have to be said.
Who cares? Anime is supposed to be weird. Anime is great because it's weird. Wincest, hell yeah. If she said that, I'd respect her more. Fuck.
Stop doing this. Why do people watch this? Why do people keep watching this? Why is this trope that continues to persist? Too many
Because people like it. It's what the people want. Okay, the free market in action.
examples. I can probably put a bunch of them up on here, but a couple of ones that I'm going to break or talk about real quick are My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex. I haven't even watched. I have not watched a single ounce of.
I haven't even watched it. Why the fuck are you talking about shows you haven't fucking watched? At least watch the first fucking episode. Okay? Jesus. It's like buying vinyl records without having a record player. You don't understand, bro. The sound quality is just so much better.
But for some reason, when the season came out, Crunchyroll kept recommending this to me, and I was so upset. Like, I don't.
That's the funny thing about Crunchyroll. You know, I should make a. I obviously not a big Crunchyroll fan, and but the funny thing is that Crunchyroll, even though it's marketed towards normies, it's even still to this day designed for otakus. Okay, because what do otakus care about, okay? Otakus are the ones who want to watch all the new anime an hour after it airs in Japan, okay? And, Crunchyroll in their recommendations frequently recommends sus shit. Alright, like, actually, the other day, well, this was a while ago, but Crunchyroll had this one recommended section, new to anime, start here. And the second one was Mushoku Tensei. And, Crunchyroll also goes out of their way to have, a lot of these obscure otaku shows. We saw Astaroth's Toy earlier. Yosuga no Sora is on Crunchyroll uncensored. Oraimo's on there too. So, and, they even go out of their way to, bring on, like, older shows, like Maburaho. Which, keep in mind, only otakus are going to bother to watch a 20-year-old harem show.
Want to watch it. Why every time I go to the homepage of Crunchyroll, this series pops up every single time.
And this, by the way, is something this, by the way, is the kind of incest that isn't even actually incest, because they were dating before their parents married, and then I guess they get back together. So, I mean, really, their relationship predates their step-sibling status. So, it's basically about his it's not even really, incest at all.
Weeks on end. I didn't want to see it. Oriemo is terrible. I don't even need to talk about it. I won't talk about it. You should know how terrible Oriemo already is.
Oh, it's terrible. Never watched it. Did she watch that one? Presumably not. It's actually funny because it's so funny when tourists tear into Oriemo, because the message of that show is that, being an otaku is that, the whole message of that show is being an otaku doesn't make you some weirdo freak. You can be an otaku and be, a completely normal, functioning member of society. That's what the message of that show really is. Anime like Mushoku Tensei or Oraimo is fine because they can shake their heads at the problematic part so people know they're only watching for the acceptable aspects. That's the crazy part too. Become related? Why does that matter? Blood related, overstep. 100%, man, okay? Steps, okay, step sibling, okay, not even real incest, total garbo.
Another one. Oh, Eromanga Sensei.
That's another step sibling one where they also met before before their parents even married, but
No, Eromanga Sensei. No. Domestic Girlfriend, the hot trash that everyone can't stop watching. The dumpster fire that everyone can't look away from at one point. The opening song is a banger. It's amazing. I have it on repeat. It is in my anime playlist. The actual show is garbage. I watched the first episode and I knew it was going to be some mess. Basically follows this guy who, he sleeps with this girl one night. The next day he finds out that his dad married someone without him knowing, and it ends up being the girl that he slept with. And his huge crush, which ends up being his teacher, who's several years.
Okay, so more of this, fake incest. It's like, oh, we were dating. This is so dumb. Why do you have a problem with this?
Years older than him. They all end up living in the same house, and shenanigans ensue. Lots of shenanigans. And like I said, shoujo series they're not spared. They also do this. Vampire Knight, if you have not seen Vampire Knight, spoiler alert, even though it's been many, many years. Towards the end of Vampire Knight, we find out that one of the love interests is actually related to the main character, and they want to marry her and have children because...
Giga-based? If she says something is garbage, then it's probably peak. Yeah, exactly. It's like that one film. It's like that one film critic who says that every good movie is bad and every bad movie is good.
They want to continue the bloodline of their family, I guess.
Hell yeah! Keep the bloodline pure.
Conflict is about a girl whose dad marries into this family that has 13 stepbrothers, who most of which are in love with the main character. Why does this girl have to choose between her stepbrothers? There's other people out there. And Marmalade Boy, another spoiler for Marmalade Boy. I'm bringing it up again. There is one part in Marmalade Boy where Mickey and
Yo, Marmalade Boy is fucking giga-based, man. Maybe I should watch it.
you think that they are related, and then they were like, well, I guess we're gonna stay together anyway because nothing can break us apart, even if we're related. Luckily, they don't end up being related, but still, it's just the fact that they had to bring that up in the first place. It didn't make any sense. It really didn't need to be a plot point, but I guess they wanted drama. So yeah, that and Up on Poppy Hill, I think, which is a Ghibli movie, actually, surprisingly. Anyway, many good, notable, and popular.
Okay, well, let me rewind that.
To bring that up in the first place. It didn't make any sense. It really didn't need to be a plot point, but I guess they wanted drama. So yeah, that and Up on Poppy Hill, I think, which is a Ghibli movie, actually, surprisingly. Anyway, many good, notable, and...
Okay, well, as far as Poppy Hill goes, when they think they're siblings, they break up, and then they find out they're not, and then they get back together. I should too. The only shoujo, perhaps, yeah.
Popular story setups, fairly popular story setups in other mediums, kind of get ignored in terms of anime and manga for these tropes that are redundant, but people seem to like.
Redundant, but people seem to like? You know, people do like these tropes, and another reason why they're done is because it does add in drama, which, you know, is important in these kinds of which is important in a lot of these shows. Fuck. People to this day still talk about Ord Emo, okay? Yosuga no Sora still gets figures made, alright? People love these shows. Fuck, people seem to like.
But it's weird because do people like them because they like those types of tropes, or do they like them because that's all they continue to see? It could also...
It's all they continue to see, okay? There's really not even that many incest anime, honestly, okay? I wish there was more. And honestly, a lot of them don't go that as far as you'd want because of, you know, certain reasons, but seem to like as if it's impossible for people to actually like it. Does she think people are just lying when they like it? I guess so, or, you know, she's probably is always in her echo chamber, which, you know, her fucking, like, you know, her Neo-Tumblr echo chamber, right?
Also be that the places that people are watching things or what gets promoted online and social media and stuff it doesn't tend to be these series. It tends to be the more outlandish, crazy series that, you know, it's easier to talk about because they're crazy rather than the actual good series that kind of get left behind or not as promoted. Actual good series. Because they don't make as much of an impact. So I suggest just going through every season if you love anime and love watching seasonal anime like I do, just going through, finding series that you think that you would like, especially romance series, giving them a try, talking about them, promoting them so that people, you know, learn more about them and maybe want.
Bro, there's this one manga I read, or it was originally a light novel. I forget what it's called. It's like, basically it's about this guy who he gets betrayed by his two love interests, okay? And it's kind of all a big misunderstanding, doesn't really matter that much. But the thing that's crazy is that he's got this, like, ridiculously low self-esteem, even though he's a total Chad that every single girl in school wants, alright? Dude literally is walking around with a harem and he's like, I'm just a fucking ugly I'm completely unwanted, unloved. I just need to... It's funny, but I bring this up because not only is his sister one of the love interests, okay? Not only is his aunt one of the love interests, but so is his mom. Alright, it's fucking crazy. So I want it so badly to get an anime adaptation just purely for the seething that you would see.
To watch them. If there are any other romance anime tropes that you'd like to throw under the bus, feel free to do that in the comments below. Let's talk about it. I want to throw more under the bus. Might make a second video about it.
Might make a second video. Fuck, okay. Hit it with that dislike. What's it called? I'll have to look it up. It's one of those super long light novel titles. Like the stream and then come back later. I'll put it in the comments. But, yeah, so... We need a name, bro. You can't... You know, okay, fine. I'll try and find it. Here. Let's see if I can find it on Manga Dex. Because I should have it saved. Give me a minute. Should be somewhere here. Oh yeah, here it is. So I'll type in the Japanese name first. So Ore ni trauma. Okay, so I got it there. Oh, it automatically translated. So, the girls who traumatized me keep lancing me. But alas, it's too late. Okay, there we go. That's the title. Let's see, but... anyways, though. Let's see. What else? I don't know. It's getting... I wasn't planning on streaming for this long. I don't know. I'm going to have to look... yeah, you're welcome. I don't know. She doesn't really have any other interesting videos to look at. I mean, to be fair, this video was... these cringy romance tropes are ruining anime. There's so many of these videos, man. It's crazy. Fuck. Should we watch this one? Fuck.
There's not enough redemption in an arc for me. The redemption is leave me alone forever. Don't ever speak to me again.
What? Quite the intro.
Hi.
Okay, and here's the disgusting anime tropes. Fuck.
It's me, Mocha. Welcome in. Okay, so today, as you've seen by the title, we're going to be talking about tropes that I personally hate with a burning passion in romance animes. I have a couple here, and they might be a little controversial.
Yeah, you're
You
welcome.
might agree, might disagree. But basically, we got to talk about it because there's no way that we thought these storylines were okay. The first trope I hate to see is beautiful chemistry and they don't end up together.
Okay, bro.
Because why
Welcome to the fucking club, man.
play with us like that? Why make it seem like you're going to put these two characters together and then you don't even get them together?
Get over it.
Why tease us like this? An example of this to me would be your line April, how Kase and Kaori do not end up together because...
What?
Why does? Another trope that I hate, that I feel like they try to normalize so
Wait. Okay, never
much,
mind.
which is so weird to me, is one person aggressively pursuing the other and then they still end up together somehow.
You're a victim.
How does that happen? Imagine somebody following you around all the time in 5 years later y'all married. You're a stalker, you married your stalker. You say no. Somehow you still end up as their partner.
You know, it's funny because women actually like that. Keep in mind, 50 Shades of Grey was a phenomenon among women. All right?
For life. A perfect example of this to me is My Little Monster. I know. Boo me all you want, but that one is toxic. He literally hit her in the face accidentally and made her nose bleed.
Oh my god!
If a man accidentally
Yo, that's giga-based.
punch you in the face and make your nose bleed, you still gonna end up with him? If a woman accidentally hit you in the face, make your nose bleed, you still gonna end up with them? No. So why should it be okay just because they're drawn characters? This is still media we consume. It's not good at all. Next.
Okay, so some accidental slapstick. Okay. She's freaking out over some fucking accidental slapstick. Give me a break. I mean, keep in mind, if we're going to be talking about the domestic abuse in anime, it's way, way, way worse against men. All right? But, you know, no one complains about that because, well, in that case, it's, you know, mostly for the humor.
We have overly mean love interests, like to the point where they're genuinely bullying them. And we're supposed to be like, oh, that's so romantic. That's so sweet. I just love their banter. No. No. An example is
She talks like every person in this video genre and uses those kinds of reactions, images, and videos. How surprising. These people are, they're like made in a factory. It's crazy.
Boys Over Flowers. And I know I've seen all the adaptations, whether it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean. I've seen all three, and I read the manga, and I saw the anime. They all showed how disrespectful Tsukasa, and the anime's name is Tsukasa, but he's the biggest jerk ever. Tsukaka should have been his name, because he was so rude, so ruthless, so mean to Tsukushi. But think about it.
Shit.
Now she's kind of on the bus too, because why would you still end up with him after he did all that to you? There's not enough redemption in an arc for me. The redemption is leave me alone forever. Don't ever speak to me again. But somehow she still ends up with him. Next we have a love triangle. Love triangle, love square, love hexagon, love rhombus, whatever. I hate all of them. I do not like seeing multiple people unnecessarily wanting the exact same person. I don't.
Well, look, I mean, unfortunately, I have to agree. I'm not the biggest fan of love triangles myself. Although the reason why they're used, particularly in shoujo, is because, you know, it adds drama, it adds conflict, and it adds tension. All right? And, you know, you definitely don't always need a love triangle. All right? But, you know, it can be a very useful narrative tool.
Get the point of that. To me, there's literally so many people in the anime, so many people in these worlds that it makes no sense that they always want the exact same person. Well, School Rumble in itself is already a huge love triangle, rhombus square.
Sounds like she's talking about harem in general and just using a different term.
Talking on all those things, because almost everybody in the school is in a love triangle, love situationship, all of that. Messy, messy, messy. I just realized something. Older animes are so messy. The next one I want to talk about is your crush disappointed you or rejected you, so you just avoid them. Wait.
What? Okay, isn't that just what you're supposed to do?
Wait. Before you cook off, get mad, calm. I'm talking solely about the ones who were friends or had a decent relationship of sort, and then you just stop being their friend because, oh, they rejected me.
That's what you're supposed to do. Because, I mean, look, if you stay with somebody... Look, if you, you know, confess to a friend and you get turned down, you pretty much have to start you have to stop hanging out with them. You know, because at that point, you know, the relationship's just kind of over. You know, because, you know, you both want something different from the relationship, so it's just not going to work out. And I mean, look, it's me, you know, you can say it's mean or whatever, but it's just how it is.
Like, an example is in Golden Time, where Chinami rejected Mitsu. And he was so, oh my gosh, she rejected me. She turned me down. I just have to avoid her. When he joined a club to be around her, he made his friends join the club to be around her. He rejected the main lead, Coco, to be around her. Like, I have no sympathy for you, brother. None. Oh my goodness. I promise you this is probably like, if I had to star this, it'll probably be like gold, triple S tier star. Hey, I hate the trope of extremely ordinary, plain, background character designed main lead with extremely cute, really well-drawn female lead.
Of course, she brings up this one. You know, keep in mind, by the way, that this is also 100% a shoujo trope where you'll have some generic girl be with, you know, the Giga Chad or some Giga Pretty Boy. But it's only a problem when it's the male MC who's generic, and they also overstate how generic the MC is, but...
And she's supposedly madly in love with him just because of his personality. I'm gonna say one...
You know, and this is a funny thing. I was thinking about making a video about this, but liberals, they're always, when it comes to dating, liberals are like, the red pill is bullshit, just be a heckin' good person, okay? And then when it comes to anime, okay, their criticism, they have this criticism where it's like, a super hot girl is getting with some normal guy because he's nice to her, that's not realistic. Like, it's pure cognitive dissonance.
One title. We maybe think about the same title. I'm gonna say this one title. If we agreed or if we on the same one, you gotta subscribe. Comey can't communicate.
She is so fucking retarded.
Would he be your first choice? Next is...
You know, the whole point...
You gotta subscribe, buddy. I'm gonna say one title. We maybe think about the same title. I'm gonna say this one title. If we agreed or if we on the same one, you gotta subscribe. Comey can't communicate.
The whole point... See, this is what I mean that's so stupid, because Comey is parodying that trope, okay? The whole thing with Tadano is that him being kind of generic is actually his X factor, because everyone in the school is, you know, this total weirdo, except Tadano, who's normal, and that's what actually makes him unique, all right? And the thing with Komi is that Komi is, you know, very attractive, but she also has, you know, crippling social anxiety, extremely shy. And Tadano was the only person who actually looked past her, you know, beautiful exterior and saw her and accepted her for who she really was. Fuck. Unbelievable. I mean, come on. I mean, obviously it's a trope that exists, but you go with this show. I don't even like Komi. I'm not a fan. Alright, I dropped it. But, fuck. Worst example ever.
Okay. Would he be your first choice? Next is transmigrating into an ultimate game and deciding, I'm not going to be a villainess. When their character is the villainess they transmigrate into. An example of this is, I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. Also, side note, let's talk about some of these titles. Why recent animes in the last, I'll probably say, since 2020, why has it been these super long sentence titles instead of maybe like 1 or 2 phrases? How we go from school days, I'll Haru Ride, to I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. Maybe it's just me that's bothered by it though. Maybe it's just me that thinks that's too much.
I'm going to tell you why they have these super long titles, because people bitch about this for some reason. You know, it's the reason why these anime have super long titles. It's a marketing thing, okay? Because they pretty much dump their premise into the title, and that ends up being the hook, okay? That hooks readers because, you know, a lot of these are light novels, all right? And then it subsequently hooks, you know, anime watchers. And I mean, look, it definitely does work. That's why they do it, because it is a good strategy.
Maybe it's just me. Next, this one is up there with this is probably on top of the S tier I mentioned earlier. This one made me so sick to this day that I hate that I even watched this anime when I was 10, 11. The couple mashup of mature looking and I got a bedtime at 6:30 looking. An example of this is 10, 11. The couple mashup of...
Huh? Wait. I thought this was well known. How do these people not know something so basic? Yeah, exactly. So mature looking adults X, I gotta ask my mom looking adults. So she just has an issue. Whatever, let's fuck.
Mature looking and I got a bedtime at 6:30 looking. An example of this is Chobits. In what world?
Are you... What the fuck?
Mature looking and I got a bedtime at 6:30 looking. An example of this is Chobits.
How the fuck is Chobits? Chi looks like a young woman.
In what world would Chi be a good match with Hideki?
How are they a bad match?
This is Chi.
Okay. She looks like a young... She's not even... At least bring up a legal lolly. Okay, Chi isn't even a legal lolly.
This is Hideki.
Oh, so she says Hideki instead of Hideki? Fucking idiot. What about... You know, it's weird because Hideki's actually super tall. So, I mean, the close-up of his face actually makes him look younger. She honestly looks more mature. Honestly, you could actually... I mean, you could maybe make that argument, actually.
The images speak for themselves. The images speak for themselves is all I'm going to say. But another trope I hate is overly nonchalant romantic interest.
Overly nonchalant romantic interest.
An example of that would be... Now, some people will disagree because some people think this is one of the best romance animes they've seen in the last decade. My Love Story with Yamada-kun, level 999. Also, this is on the S tier list too because, mind you, Akito was in high school when he met her. And somehow he still ends up being her boyfriend. It's weird.
Based.
Buddy, you're weird.
I don't agree. I don't think that was a good one, but I didn't write it so. But I hate that trope. I hate overly...
There are Japanese women on Twitter clowning Western fans for deeming my senpai is annoying problematic for that reason. Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
Nonchalant. Oh, yeah, it's cool. I'm cool and cooling. You're cooling so much, you're making me think you don't like her. And I know you're like, well, he did little acts of service for her. For it to be a romance anime wasn't enough. This one is on the S tier list for me as well. Tsunderes. I know some people are like, oh,
okay, so she hates tsunderes too.
Tsundere, what do you mean tsundere? They just have trouble expressing their emotions. I'm talking about the ones that like to lay them whole. The ones that like to be like Alicent with the one they like. An example of this is Toradora. Taiga loves
Toradora disrespect.
to put her hands on Ryuji. I mean, every chance she gets, she kicking him, punching him, stomping him, all of that. I mean, he gets no break. Poor thing. He gets no...
Look, people, you know, keep in mind, these are cartoons, okay? And slapstick is just classic cartoon shenanigans. You know, I mean, you could say that sometimes the domestic abuse goes too far in some of these shows, but Toradora disrespect will not be tolerated in this house, yeah. But, I mean, look, you're not supposed to take it very seriously. That's the thing.
No break. And then finally, to close out this list, I feel like this is one we can all agree on. harem, whether it's reverse harem,
Yeah, so harems, of course.
forward harem, parked harem, all of them. Take them all out.
So no harems, okay? Anti-harem of fucking course.
I hate all of them. I hate having to guess who the main character is going to be with. And then when they don't end up with the one I want, I'm mad. The only time that I've guessed correctly a harem who it's going to end with was in Kiss Him Not Me. Only time. And I've seen hundreds of harems. And I'm always like, who are they going to end up
Yo, just don't watch harems then.
with? I don't know. And I hate that. I hate that. Down with the harem. No harem.
Does she like anything? Actually, kind of a good point, because she complains about so much stuff. Basically, every trope is in something.
Okay, so that was today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun talking about my hate list, I guess you can say. But I love all the animes I named. I loved all of them at one point in my life, or I still love them currently. And some of them are my comfort. Like, unfortunately, My Little Monster and Golden Time are two of my comfort.
Oh my god. Okay. Should we...
Now I'll just say this.
Should we watch this last one? I don't know. I was going to end this stream, but... Man, I'm kind of a... There's so many of these anime trope videos. There's literally infinite amount. Like, this shit has 600,000 views, 8 anime tropes that need to stop, and it's always the same shit. It's always, you know, fan service, lollies, you know, incest, or harems, you know, some combination. But whatever, let's see. Playback speed.
Now, and I will say it again, I'm a weeb. I am...
Also calling himself a weeb. Been a red flag for quite a while.
A weeb. And an experienced one at that. What the hell does that mean? Well, I've seen dozens of different animes.
Dozens, by the way. Keep in mind, most otakus have seen hundreds.
Some of which were very bad at the very beginning, while others took me and the entire internet by storm. And even though all these animes are different by story, they're all connected by...
Also, he has this, like, this knockoff Storytime YouTuber avatar.
This one little small thing. This bond that's more stronger than your parents' marriage, and the belief in the fact that you think you're gonna get laid in high school because let's face it, that's not gonna happen. And I'm talking about tropes. Anime tropes. Now, anime tropes are one of the most controversial things to talk about because one single trope, whether it's popular or not, can make the anime. That's how powerful these tropes are. They basically have the power to shape worlds. Now, a lot of these tropes can be...
What?
Very harmless and can actually make the anime more better than it was originally intended to be.
More better.
Well, other tropes are pretty basic, like the MC character being insanely strong at the very beginning of the story. Like, we get it. That is like the white bread of white bread when it comes to anime tropes. But there's a few very weird and do I say should be illegal tropes that people rather not
illegal tropes. Okay, I know what we're in for.
Talk about. Well, I mean, people have talked about it, but on like websites like Twitter.
Okay, people have talked about it on YouTube too, man.
Reddit.
Okay, you know, people always, you know, make these videos as if they're dropping some hot take. It's literally like the Buzz Lightyear meme.
4chan. You get my point, those type of people. I don't really check that shit out. Now, if you're a very sane person who reads manga or watch anime, you have definitely seen these tropes and know what I'm talking about. It's the type of tropes which you, if you liked, you probably are either a pedo or someone that's like really into anime.
Yeah, you're probably a pedo if you like these tropes.
And I mean like really, really into anime.
Yeah, which this guy starts the video saying he's a weeb, by the way, and now he's, you know, attacking people for being really into anime.
Thankfully, I've not crossed that line. I'm like a level 45 out of 100 when it comes to the weeb scale. I don't have any half-naked girl figurines laying around or any waifu body pillows laying around as well. So I think I'm in the clear. All I really do is watch anime and collect manga, so I'm in like on that E for everyone scale. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to open your eyes and show you a perspective.
Yeah, and these guys are like, why do you call us tourists? Why do you call us tourists? I wonder.
That many anime watchers don't like talking about or feel comfortable even saying about. And yeah, I'm just gonna go down the list, so let's get right into it. Okay, I feel like the first trope I gotta talk about is the one that is way too familiar in the anime community, and that is the brother-sister complex.
Of course, right out of the gate.
I don't even know where this thing came out of. I mean, a guy in his basement probably was just looking to supposedly, quote-unquote, spice up his manga story.
Oh my, some guy in his basement. Fuck. You know, that's always how they frame this shit. You know, keep in mind, by the way, the author of No Game, No Life, which not only has incest, but lolly incest, or incest involving a lolly. The author of that manga is happily married. Proudly claims the label we, but reacts with shock and moral outrage at standard anime tropes. It's crazy.
So he created this. And you know, if you're into that stuff, that's fine. You just gotta follow this one rule, just one. You have to be born and raised in Alabama. That's the only requirement you have to have if you're going to be into this shit. Anything else and you'll just be bullied to the Shadow Realm. Now, I know the whole topic...
Bro. Yeah, bullied to the Shadow Realm. Not a tourist, by the way, but it's fine to bully anime fans.
Stuff like brother-sister love and incest is nothing new, but leave that stuff for the adult websites. Don't add that into a perfectly good anime story. Like, the first time I was ever introduced to this stuff was in SAO, also known as Sword Art Online.
Man, SAO, the legendary SAO.
Remember that?
The director of No Game No Life is a woman also. Hell yeah.
Remember when it was so good? Anyway, surprise, surprise, the show happens to take a turn for the worse when they added the brother-sister complex into the story, which, coincidence? I think not. Anyway, it's around the second half of the anime when they introduced this new character to the story, who is obviously meant to be like the new waifu within my main man Kirito's secret harem of...
What's up with these super low quality pictures?
Ladies that are just down bad for him. And everything kind of seems fine at the very beginning. You know, she seems like an interesting character until things start to get take a bit of a weird turn. And if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. It isn't until later that you finally realize it's like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, okay. She wants to fuck her brother. It all...
In fact, I love the second half, Giga-based.
Makes sense now, you know, the blushing and stuff. Okay, alright. Wow. That is the direction this show is taking. And this is like a really weird thing too, because she's not letting my man go. It gets even worse when she finds out the guy that she's been into and been talking to in this digital world happens to be her brother. Which I feel like at this point she should be just done with everything, because let's face it, that is a new low of low when it comes to that amount of embarrassment. In the scenario where a person you've been talking to and like happens to be your brother, at that point I would just never use social media again. But like 10 years later at like a Christmas reunion...
Okay, bro, this section isn't funny. What the fuck? I love SAO now, I know, right?
Party, you'll laugh and, you know, discuss about the story because it's a funny thing. I mean, not for the girl in the anime, because in that case, she's just...
Man, I should make a video on SAO. Okay, because I was on the SAO hate train back in the day for the memes, but I started watching it recently and it's actually pretty good.
Done with, like, everything at that point. But, yeah. Now, this trope has been very normalized within the manga and anime industry.
Very normalized.
Which, it's really weird if you think about it.
It's really weird if you think... A lot of stuff in anime is really weird if you think about it. Alright, keep in mind, we've got shows with, like, fucking 12-year-olds fighting to the death. Okay, we've got child soldiers. But that's not weird.
Like, who would accept a concept like this? It's really weird if you think about it. Like,
this manga is absolutely legendary, by the way.
Who would accept a concept like this and just normalize it like this kind of stuff happens for...
Normalize? Look, just because you have a controversial theme in a piece of fiction doesn't mean you're trying to normalize it. Okay? Grand Theft Auto isn't trying to normalize violence and crime. Alright?
In the real world. I mean, I don't know a single person that likes...
Or, you know, how about this? Narcos isn't trying to fucking normalize drugs.
Likes their brother to the point where they want to be in a relationship with them. Like, it's just weird. Also, probably illegal from where they're from. Unless you're from Alabama doing this...
Digibro is universally credited with weaponizing SAO hate and turning it into a mainstream community default with his hour-long diatribe on it. Man. I guess I'll have to look into that, too.
Like crazy stuff. 99% of the human population can agree that this is just plain out creepy.
That's not even really true. Well, if he's talking brother-sister specifically, then yeah. But, you know, keep in mind, incest between cousins is widely practiced in the Islamic world. Pakistan, 75% of the marriages are between, you know, first or second cousins. Middle East, it's like a third. So he's being a little culturally insensitive. Of course, IRL incest is, you know, wrong. It's dysgenic. Absolutely shouldn't do it. But, you know, once again, this is all fiction, by the way. My taste has changed a lot since I started watching anime, yeah.
I don't know if this is the type of stuff that happens in Japan. Like, I don't know the laws. Like,
Okay, so now he's just saying that the Japanese are all fucking incestors or whatever.
If that's how it is, then oh well. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just not down for that shit. Now, the brother-sister complex seemed to be designed at first as this wholesome thing where it's like the brother or sister is overprotective along with overcaring of the other sibling. And, you know, that would have been fine. But over time, people started to change things up, turning the trope to something much more worse than it was originally
much more
intended to be. I mean, like, sexual tension between siblings. Come on. If you got that kind of, like, fetish, then leave that to yourself. Do not put that in, like, a manga or anime that I'm enjoying. Like, I'm trying...
A manga or anime that I'm enjoying? Okay, as if every single manga that you may read should, you know, not have anything that you might find uncomfortable about it. Like, every manga in existence needs to not have any of your triggers in it. What fucking bullshit is that? Okay, like, holy hell. Shut the hell up, bro. Look, you want to know what doesn't have, you know, incest and weird stuff? You know, it's fucking, you know, shonen and mainstream shit, so just watch that. And, you know, fuck.
I'm trying to enjoy myself. I don't want to see this crazy brother love incest stuff happening in the making. Now, if you thought that was bad, well, buckle up because it gets a lot more worse than this. Lolicons, or rather a romance relationship with lolicons, is the next trope that I want to talk about. Now, if you're someone that's a bit of an innocent soul that, you know, doesn't know what lolicons is.
Yeah, how are you, you know, into anime, and it's how is he even bringing this up? Everyone who watches anime should know. It's very common. Shonen might have fan service, which they also hate, so there's no satisfying them. Yeah. Yeah, good point.
Then I bless you, my friend. But pretty much what lolicons are, it's basically someone that's 18 or older looking like they're 10. So,
what?
Yeah, that's pretty much the trope that pedos enjoy. Now...
Okay, so he doesn't even know what lolicon or lolly means. And also, by the way, he's saying that pedos are into adult characters, so...
I'm not going to go to this like full debate discussing whether lolicon should be approved or not in this modern society because I feel like the answer is it's pretty obvious. This trope should be locked away and the person that made it should be checked out. Now the
yeah, you know, fuck, whatever.
Concept of this doesn't really sound bad on paper if you really think about it. Like, oh, someone looks much more younger than their actual age. Like,
he doesn't even know what the fucking terms mean. This guy is an actual retard.
Doesn't sound that big of a deal unless you actually see it for yourself. But it gets really weird when they decide to add the romance aspect to it. Which, again, if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying, normal adult guy in an adult body with a relationship with a normal adult girl in a not normal 10-year-old body does...
Oh my god. What the hell? This guy is so dumb.
Really scream, I hope you have a good relationship vibe if you get what I'm saying. As a matter of fact, there's this...
You know, the reason why all the lolly hate is so dumb is that this guy's like a 45 out of 100 weeb, according, you know, his own words, right? The entire anime industry, you know, anime and manga industry either condones or outright supports lolicon, alright? You know, Wholesome Chungus Spy Family... You know, the author and the anime studio literally allow people to sell doujins of Anya for profit. You know, a lot of famous mangakas are lolicons. You know, and even then, if you know, look at Japan, most Japanese normies, you know, tolerate it. It's not like you have protests outside of Comiket or whatever. So, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, if you really do think that, you know, lolicon is CP, then by watching anime, you are supporting an industry which supports CP. Based Wit Studio, yeah.
One anime called Masumi or Masuno, I don't really know, No Revenge.
Masamune, can't even pronounce it. I watched a couple animes during COVID. Now let me tell you why it's awful and needs to change to fit my standards.
And it's this romance anime about this guy who was once fat as a kid, trying to get into a relationship with his childhood friend. It doesn't really matter, that's not the point right now. Now, the main character has a sister and a mom. But the mom doesn't look like a mom, but someone that rather hasn't gone through puberty yet. And what I mean is that she looks like this.
Bro, who fucking cares? It's funny.
This is not a mother. This is a elementary student. Imagine the MC asking his mom about the birds and the bees of growing up when clearly she hasn't been through that.
Except she literally has because she's like 40.
makes this even more weird and creepy is the fact that she has kids. Also, the father...
What's weird about an adult woman? Okay, you could say she looks super young, yeah. You know, that does actually happen, you know, to certain women IRL, you know, who look way younger than they should. You know, actually, this is funny, but whatever. I'm not going to tell that story.
Father is like never mentioned in the show for good reasons, obviously. Because imagine if...
Actually, I'll say it. There was this one time where this guy mistook my mom for my sister. It was funny. It was pretty funny. To be fair, he was looking at it from a distance, but still.
Explaining to the audience that the father, this a normal adult man, married to a literal child. Even
married to a fictional adult who is very short.
Though she's 40 years old, it doesn't remove the fact that she straight up looks like she's 10. And for that reason, they never mentioned the dad, I guess. Like, we don't know if he went to go grab the milk and never came back, or if he just, like, works really far away, or there's even a dad in this, like, family scenario. Like, I don't know. Like, these are the questions I need to know, but I'm also glad they don't answer it. So, if you get what I'm saying. Now, obviously, people with a brain figured out that...
Oh, he's got the sassy black gifts, okay? Debate 1.
This is just plain creepy and weird. So what some manga creators do is that they keep the lolicon trope with the whole love relationship thing, but the lolicon has a very unrealistic age. And what I mean by that...
Okay. Didn't they already have an unrealistic age with them being... You just gave an example of a lolly being 40, but you don't even know what a lolly is, actually, so...
Is the age of the lolicon can be...
This moral frog would have a brain aneurysm if he found out that both creators of Masamune-kun's Revenge are female. Yeah, another good point.
Hundreds to thousands years old, which, by the way, doesn't make it any better. Like, I don't care if you're a god or something, or your age is like this unbelievable number, you're still in this child's body. I mean, what's so bad about creating a character that looks and acts like their age? Like, is there something wrong with that? Is that just, like, non-existent anymore?
Well, look, anime is animated, and in an animated show, you can do literally anything you want, okay? If anything, trying to be too realistic makes things boring. Unrealistic as if he's not watching a fictional story that's animated, by the way.
More. And it's not like I'm not gonna like the anime any less if there isn't a lolicon character. I mean, I'll like it even more because you have a good, sane mindset.
Yeah, and he wants it gone. He wants all the lollies gone, of course. Not a tourist, by the way.
But you know what? Whatever, okay? If you're someone that's creating a story and decides to add a lolicon character in the story with some sort of romance aspect, go for it, okay? Just remember, hell is coming sooner than you think. Now, the last trope I'm going to be talking about in this video isn't as bad as the other two, but I mean, it's still pretty bad. And it goes around something like minors trying to get it on with someone that's an adult.
Okay, so he finally he finally has an actual lolly on screen.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Unlike the last two tropes I talked about in this video, this one is something that is commonly happening in the real world. You're going to be seeing some guy on the news being called a predator for trying to go steady with some 14-year-old girl. And
oh my god. Yeah, so lolicon is pedophilia, except he doesn't even know what lolicon means, but peak mention.
And you know, you're probably thinking like, wow, why is this even a trope? Like, why does it even exist? Because in the real world, stuff like this is deemed illegal.
A lot of stuff that happens in anime is illegal in the real world, bro.
Unless, you know, the law you...
Have you ever watched an anime with a vigilante? That's illegal in real life. Oh, I liked Kodomo no Jikan. It's actually a beautiful story. That's the crazy thing about it. It actually is a really good series.
Live in is like a third world country that hasn't really updated their laws yet. But yeah, that's a whole can of worms I don't want to open. Now, the way this trope works is that they show the whole wholesome side to this very much illegal relationship by showing the MCs of the show not really be in a...
Okay, so it's not even like the lolly or Shota X adult. He's just talking about age gaps.
Relationship, but it's like in the works or something. Here's an example. There's this one anime called Kimiko...
You know, it's not funny, okay? It's not funny being unable to pronounce the names, okay?
Kimiko or whatever, where the main guy of the show gets saved by a high school girl, and because she saved him, he's like head over heels for her and wants to get in a relationship with her. But she's like, nah fam, because one, they just met, right? It's the only first ever real interaction, and two, he's much older than her. Not to mention, this guy's like really pushy.
Doesn't say the age, by the way, because
entire show was just this guy trying to get in a relationship with this girl through like really creepy means. Like, she said no, dude. I mean, if this stuff happened in the real world, she would have either gotten a restraining order or cashed this guy in 4K for being a creep. And even
yeah, if it happened in the real world, which it didn't. Fuck. Murder is also illegal. Why not stop watching anime in general? No kidding. Fuck.
You know, the show tries to present the very wholesome moments on how this girl is like growing onto this guy. It's like, no, that doesn't change the fact that he wants to get it on with a high school girl. Like, there's plenty of fish in the sea, my guy. And another example, just
my guy,
before I end this video because it's getting a bit long, is this one anime where the roles
holy shit, bro. He just keeps disrespecting Peak.
Actually reversed, where the girl likes the guy, except the guy is in his 50s and has a kid. Like, what? It's fine if you got like a thing for older men, but come on, don't act on those emotions. Because again, you're still a kid. If anything, you're gonna get my man into some big problems because he'll be called the creep. Even though the roles are reversed. You're the one that likes him, not vice versa. But yeah.
Bro, After the Rain is just an absolute peak show, man, okay? I should rewatch it sometime. Fuck. The funny thing is that they don't even actually get together in the show, so he's just bitching over nothing.
Big problems because he'll be called the creep. Even though the roles are reversed, you're the one that likes him, not vice versa. But yeah, the story.
Did he even watch these shows in question?
And creators, hear me now. The tropes I've discussed here should.
A kid and it's a literal working adult. Man. In the show, and After the Rain, the girl, she's 17. Yeah, at least I'm pretty sure she's 17. And yeah, they don't even get together. So.
Problems because tellers and creators, hear me now. The tropes I've discussed here should never be added into the story because, one, there's going to be this big war with two sides, people that either approve or disapprove this trope.
Keep in mind, by the way, in Japan, you know, this is all either, you know, enjoyed or tolerated, okay? The war happens in the West.
And two, I don't have a two. I guess just like and subscribe to the video.
Fuck. The two is that he just personally doesn't like it. Holy shit. Sometimes I wonder if the lolicon trope damages the way people view women with dwarfism. What? My god. It's always tourist central on these videos, I swear. Yeah, I really find the lolly romance trope to be really disturbing, especially when one of the characters looks like a literal child. Teenagers having crushes on adults and commonly their teachers is pretty common IRL, and I'd say it's relatively okay. The 2 is actually the extra number of chromosomes he has. Nice. Fuck. Yeah, but still, there's so many of these videos, man. I don't know, is there anything else worth covering? Anything in the recommended here? I don't really want to watch another one of these, but maybe next time. But I'm curious because
spend enough time.
Oh, of course. Holy shit, bro. Of course, it's I fucking swear. So, Reluctant Harem Haver. What? Frenemies, sports newbie, dumbed down love interest, badass loner, but murder is bad. Louder reaction, character, anime diets. I guess this one isn't as bad except for the harem part. And, I don't know. I think it's about time to wrap up today's stream. Yeah, so, I mean, we'll look into it. I'll probably talk about this girl next. I think next stream we'll watch some of her videos. I'll look over what she has. Cal art, so it's gonna smell like farts. No kidding. What else was there? Oh yeah, this was funny. Redo of Healer author revealed that the anime had higher than average female viewership. Yeah. Women are as, if not even more, if not more perverted than men. Okay? Wait, there's other stuff. I was gonna watch this video, subjecting myself to the horrors of the Blue Archive fandom, but I think we'll save that for next time. As well as, like, some of the other stuff I got. What the hell was this? Oh, wait, no, this is the guy who made the video, okay? The Blue Archive fandom is so problematic, but he has a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's profile picture. Anyways, though. Yeah, I think it's, I think I'm gonna end the stream now. I'm getting kind of hungry, so I should make some food. Anyways, though, let's see. Anything else in chat? I think he meant the peak of BA, yeah. Yeah, so... Anyways, yeah, but that's about it for today. Thank you guys all for... I missed most of it, but W streamed. Yeah, thanks for coming anyway. It's always appreciated. Yeah, be sure to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Kai Marin, and...